We have a picture on?
We're good to go.
All right, man. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining for another episode of Casually Christian. If you're watching this through YouTube, please click and subscribe. I really appreciate it. We have Emmanuel behind his workbench, producing, doing the sound design, and we have his wife behind the search engine, which we're gonna use her today. And I guess today we're doing a podcast about conspiracy theories. And I wanted to do that ever since I got the chance to host my own podcast. So when I was doing the research on it, I was thinking about which one should I choose. And then, I said, well, fuck it, I'll just do all of them from A to Z. And, I wrote a little list of topics to go through alphabetically. But we'll see if we get to Z, which is the Zetas. You know what I mean? We know about the Grays. So, well, with that said, let's start the show. We have a repeated offender, Jon Lance here, and my homie Thomas, or Tom, because we're grown-ups now, right? Yes. Yeah, joining in for the first time. We've been friends for the 10th grade, something like that.
How many years is
that? What?
How many years is that?
It's gonna be close to 20 years.
20 years? Jeez, incredible. My God.
Yeah, that's why we only talk to each other once a month.
Yeah, just to keep it fresh.
Yeah, but let's see. So the reason we're wearing sunglasses, not just because we want to look like douchebags, is because the sun is hitting our eyes. Yeah. So right now we're the dorks in black, something like that.
And because of the nature of the.
I thought about that joke before this thing. So.
Yeah.
Well, anyways.
You don't have to say that.
Well, anyways,
okay.
It's done.
All right,
it's done. So we're gonna talk about Bill Cooper. Many people consider him as the godfather of conspiracy theories. He's the one who incorporated government and secret alien treaties and started talking about like secret societies. He talked about the Bushes, how their hands are like very deep in like the secret societies, and I wanted to talk to you guys about if you guys ever heard of like Bill Cooper, or if this is like the first time you guys are hearing about him.
I have. I've heard a little bit about him. Yeah.
Like when did you first discover Bill Cooper? I remember like for me it was in high school. And in high school I remember everybody was talking about like this crazy book where if you bought it, your name will be like in a catalog somewhere. Like the government.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Like on a watch list.
A watch list.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that true or is it bullshit?
It was probably bullshit. It was probably like all hype.
It's a
conspiracy,
is what
it is.
There
you go. And I remember like in high school, like I had my mom drive me to like Walden Books to buy it. Yeah, it was like you could tell how old I am. Right? And I took it home and it was like. It was pretty difficult to read, but like it was pretty interesting because it talks about about the secret societies, how like they've been started like since like the pyramids and all that, like Egypt, and I don't know if like Jon Lance, if you ever heard of William Cooper, which Cooper starts with the C.
Yeah, I found him one time, like in the early days of YouTube.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know how. Right? I remember like a lot of his
stuff.
That's
how I found him.
Yeah.
That's how I found him.
A lot of his stuff was just posted on there, and I don't know what I was looking up, and it came up, and he was talking about how like everything connects to aliens.
Yeah.
The assassination of JFK. That supposedly Russia and America actually have an alliance, but ostensibly, we're supposedly enemies. But there's actually
like behind like this,
behind the scenes
there's
where
a secret. Like treaty, like behind the scenes, you know what I mean, behind the veil. And the reason I'm also talking about William Cooper because he's the one who, before Alex Jones, like he's the one who started having his first radio show talking about it. It was back, I think it was like in '92 after his book was released in '91, Behold a Pale Horse, which is the book that we were talking about. And back
he's the granddaddy.
Yeah, he's the granddaddy, and he had a show called Hour of the Time.
I didn't know it was a show though.
And the way the way the show started, it started with like FEMA sirens, you know what I mean? Like
unsettling.
And then like the dog started to bark in the background, and you start hearing like people marching in the background, and like the way it starts, like it engages you, and that's why I think like he made it entertaining to be a conspiracy theorist. You know what I mean? And everybody else, everybody else copycatted William Cooper, and people don't know about this, but. He's actually the one who predicted 9/11.
That was crazy.
Yeah, like Alex Jones. Yeah,
Yes.
Alex Jones was like he touts like he was the one who predicted it, but it wasn't him. It was actually William Cooper. He said that there was going to be an attack in America that they're going to blame on a foreign soil soon.
Wow.
He said like it's going to be grand. It's going to bring like this whole new change, and their agenda is going to become closer, which is the agenda is a new world order. And that happened, and he said in his broadcast, he said. Like, by telling you this, I'm sealing my fate, and I'm okay with it. I'm sort of paraphrasing, but I know he did say, I'm sealing my fate, like, I'm dead.
Yeah.
So in November 2001, after September 11th happened, like, he was evading taxes, because, like, conspiracy theorists, they don't fucking pay their taxes.
Yeah.
Like,
well, why would you?
Yeah, I'm like, it's going for, like...
Like, you don't believe in anything, why would you pay...
Yeah, and they had a perfectly good reason to, like, go to his house and search him, but he said that if any feds or any law enforcement showed up in his place, that he's not going to go down. They're not going to take him alive, and that's what happened. Like they had to shoot when the feds showed up in his. I believe he lived in a trailer, and they showed up and they started shooting. They had a shootout, like before they shot William Cooper dead, he actually shot one of the federal agents.
Okay.
But I think he died, like the federal agent, so they shot him dead, and it was all because they were serving a warrant because of tax evasion.
Wow.
But from that, I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think it was just a coincidence that the feds went down to arrest him, or was they were arresting him because he spilled the beans of the whole 9/11, and it was like it was the inside job thing. Do you think what do you think?
Well, I think that that there always has to be like some kind of a reason, right?
Yeah.
Like an excuse to go attack somebody or put them in a black bag so that you never see him again. You know.
Yeah.
So, like I think that it's entirely possible.
It's like somebody's walking by, the dog's just barking. It's cool. It's all right. It's live. It's live.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. They don't want to.
Oh,
this is a conspiracy theory.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see, that's Project Blue Beam.
No, that's the Matrix.
Shooting a dog whistle into these.
This is what I want to talk to you. Like,
Project Yap.
Finish what you were saying.
Like just how like if they want somebody gone, they can make somebody gone.
Yeah.
And they can find any reason, or it's pretty easy. Like, for example, if any one of us were to decide to live a life of solitude out in a cabin, I think it would be fairly easy to set up any one of us for any kind of scenario that they would want to pin on us. You know, a patsy.
True. Yeah.
Patsy.
Right.
Like what's that guy who shot Kennedy? Like
Oswald.
Oswald.
Yeah.
A patsy.
Yeah.
Patton Oswald.
Yeah. Patton Oswald. Yeah.
Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah. Was that intentional?
Oh, that wasn't a joke.
That wasn't a joke.
It was.
Oh, okay. That's very good.
No.
Yeah, man.
Patton Oswald did not shoot JFK.
No,
as far as
he's a very funny man. What also Bill Cooper was also talking about in his lectures and all that the reason they shot Kennedy is because he was the last true American president. He was trying to lift the veil of the secret societies that were infiltrating our government.
Yeah.
And
his famous speech.
Yeah, his famous speech. I mean, I printed something out. But this is from John F. Kennedy. So he said, the very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society, and we are as a people inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. So I mean, that's not a conspiracy theory. He said it, and like a couple of years later, they shot him dead because he discovered their agenda, and they took him out. And what he was saying, Bill Cooper was saying that like they showed every future president since then that if you try to get out of line, we'll kill you too because you're nothing. You're just fulfilling an agenda. We're the guys who are manipulating the masses for control. You know.
Yeah.
So from there, after William Cooper was dead, like Alex Jones came up in the scene, and actually William Cooper was in a show with Alex Jones, and they got into like this whole beef. Alex Jones.
Like that's what they were accusing each other of being agents.
Yeah, no, like
they're
provocateur or something like that.
Yeah, like well, for sure, William Cooper said that. Well, this is how it happened. Like William Cooper was on the Alex Jones show, and he said that Alex Jones said that he kicked him out of the show because he was using like foul language. He was lying to him and all this other stuff. And then like William Cooper did his show, and then he says like my fans were listening to the Alex Jones show, and he told me what he said, and I'm telling you straight out, Alex Jones, straight from my mouth, like you are a bold-faced liar. You're full of bullshit, and like he just went off on him without like censoring himself at all. And he's like this guy, he's a sensationalist. Like he reads the conspiracies through the fax machine. So he was also pointed out that when Y2K happened on New Year's Eve 1999 when it was turning 2000, that Alex Jones was having a show, when all that was happening. He was saying that a lot of people, like Russia was releasing these nukes because they were being released because of Y2K. They were losing the control, and the nukes were going to America. And it was all, this is like, I heard it, everybody could check this out on YouTube, that he was just like reading, like he was sensationalizing, like World of World and shit, you know what I mean? Like, lose your shit, get your guns, go to the hills, you know what I mean? And then it happened, and this guy, William Cooper, he said, like, this guy, he was saying this, and none of that happened, he's full of shit, and, like, I'll never be on your show, and then, like, he was murdered, and we have Alex Jones, fucking Mr. Crazy.
Carry the,
it almost seems like the secret societies, or, like, whoever's in charge, they're letting Alex Jones continue his career because it discredits what's actually happening, like as in like there is a brotherhood or some kind of group, a nefarious group that's trying to bring us down, so we can have a new world order, so they could get rid of the dollar bill, so we could all be like in this cashless society. I mean,
Well, how would you explain? Well, how would you explain his infiltration of the Bohemian Grove? That video, man.
Yeah.
Like, did they set him up to do that?
I think.
Like, how many times does Alex Jones have to be right?
Well, I mean, like, but that's the thing. I think.
You know?
I think they give him enough bits where like it's true, but from his personality, it discredits the truth. You know what I mean?
Oh, like, this guy's a crackpot, why would we believe him?
Yeah, even though he's telling he knows what's going on.
Yeah.
It's discredited because, like,
like the way he goes about
it, it's he looks like a nut job.
Yeah. Well, that's where you would have to look past somebody's personality and just at the information that they're trying to deliver.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, if you can look past his personality and just look at the facts that he's delivered so far, it's pretty credible. You know, like he was bringing up this whole sex trafficking thing a long time ago, man. And he was implicating the Clintons a long time ago.
Yeah.
This crackpot quote was pretty much dead on.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
But wouldn't you think, since I'm saying that my conspiracy theory is that they're letting Alex Jones continue this because, like, nobody's going to believe anything that he says.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
I mean, I do believe, you know, the Clintons have something going on with Epstein.
Well, why would you believe it though? Like, do you believe it coming from Alex Jones's mouth?
I mean, I know I was listening to the, you know, InfoWars for a while, and I remember. And
you're like, fuck this shit.
No, like, I was.
He makes you pay for it now? Like, do you have to pay for it now?
Do you guys remember when they killed Bin Laden? You know, like the SEAL Team 6.
Yeah.
Right.
They killed Bin Laden. They threw his body in the ocean. There was no photos on it.
We did it.
Stuff. Yeah, we did it. And Alex Jones talking was like, how come nobody's questioning this? Like,
crazy.
You know, believe us, and whatever. And a couple months later, I would say maybe it was like 7-8 months later, SEAL Team 6 was like on a helicopter ride, like, you know, like over there.
Yeah.
And they were shot down. So the whole team that was in the Bin Laden apprehension thing, they were all killed.
Really?
So there's nobody backing up that story. Wow. And that's not a conspiracy theory. That's actually that happened. You could Google it, and it's true. Like, people who you know, brought him out, killed Bin Laden. That team was killed in that helicopter explosion.
But it, you know, like all that, it goes into question of how much do we actually believe that's being reported to us? How do we know for a fact that it's real even? Yeah. You know, like if you want to go like on an even bigger picture, how do we know that all the information that we get is even real? You know what I mean?
It's like, well, like a false reality.
A false reality, man.
Like, it's like they're creating
conditioning, right?
Well, like the media, you believe, has a very
absolutely. Of course they do, man. But anyways, I digress.
No, man, digress all you want.
So yeah, like it's some, you know, it's shady shit, you know.
But the thing is, like, well, maybe Alex Jones said this, but I know for sure William Cooper said this. Like, your job, like, don't believe me. Do your research. Listen to everything that people are telling you, but don't believe anything until you do your own research. He was very emphatic about that, you know?
Yeah. But you know what makes me, like, what that makes me do is, like, you know what, I trust this guy. I'm not going to look up jack shit.
I know, and he does, because you trust him. But
that's true.
You know?
Yeah, because why would he tell you to do research?
Yeah, it was like, why would he lie to me?
But he's not telling you not to, and if people who do, they go nuts. He was right, man.
Fucking Pizzagate.
Yeah, Pizzagate. I mean, so what do you think about, like, do you believe that Alex Jones, like, he's not being manipulated by another hand? As, like, he's like, just keep on doing what you're doing as long as you make what we're doing look like it's not happening.
Look crazy?
Yeah, look crazy. That you're creating this fiction and we actually exist.
Well, I mean, like, that would be the case if some of the information that he brought forward was not true.
That's true.
But some of the stuff is true, right?
Yeah.
And it involves pretty powerful people that you would say would be part of the deep state or whatever.
You know, people who are watching this, they're probably saying, like, well, Alex Jones, he says that Sandy Hook never happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they'll get you on that shit.
He's one of those guys.
Yeah. Like, they took him to trial because the people.
What do you think about Sandy Hook?
Well, I mean, I do believe children were murdered there.
Okay.
And I think I have a suspicion that it wasn't the guy who's the guy who shot him? Like the kids, like some young kid.
Adam something, right?
I can't remember him.
Adam Lambert, right?
I think he was like a patsy, and they blamed it on the kid.
The misinformation podcast.
Yeah, misinformation podcast. We're not experts. We're enthusiasts. So
you brought on
American Idol.
Like you're listening to the wrong people if you're looking for an expert fucking opinion. I'll tell you that right now.
This is all opinion, and this is all story. But
it was Adam something though, right?
But anyways,
Adam Levine.
Oh yeah.
Let's go with that.
Adam Lanza. There you go.
You got the Adam right.
Lanza.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
We'll be lost without that.
Thank you.
But when that story happened, his photo, like they reported that he was captured, but they were still looking for him. Like the media reported that they captured him.
Yeah.
But then they showed like his older brother's photo.
Yes.
And what else happened? What do you remember from that?
From what I remember happened is like by the time that this whole shooting was taking place, news already had choppers in the air, with cameras and everything, and it's really hard to find the video now, but there are two dudes with camouflage running through the woods behind the school, running away from the scene.
And like the
what is with that? And they chased them, they caught them, and they put the dudes in the front seat of the patrol car. That's not something you do for someone you suspect of something so heinous. You don't know what's going, because you have to remember is that when responders show up to a scene, they get an initial report of what's going on, but they don't know exactly what's going on. So for you to tell me that they're chasing down these two dudes in the woods, and then they're going to put them in the front seat of the car, what is with that?
Though.
But
it's hard to find that information
and
now.
nobody talks about who was arrested or who was apprehended. Well, I mean, I saw it too. I saw we all saw. I mean,
I remember the video we watched Remember that video we watched a while ago where I remember a guy a reporter was interviewing a guy that talked about that. Said he saw them put the guys in the front seat of the police car.
Yeah.
I don't actually remember seeing an actual video of them putting the guy you know what I mean?
There was a video of them putting the guy in the front seat of the car.
Oh really?
Yeah, but it's like I tried looking for it a while ago. Yeah. I can't, it might be on there now, but when I tried looking for it, it was really hard to find that information. Scrubbed out, man.
Yeah. Like there was another thing, like remember that parent who was a grieving parent who exited the police station and he was laughing and all that, and then when he saw the cameras, he
starts working up.
He switched it from laughing and being all jolly, and then the tears started running down his face like they killed his daughter, and that's not a conspiracy theory. That was actually
I remember
filmed.
Seeing that too.
And what the hell was that all about?
That
was the video we watched. I'm
not saying that the kids were hurt.
That's part of it. But And that's where Jones got in trouble, is that he said no one was murdered there, right?
Yeah.
But then, to play devil's advocate here, again, I remember watching video where they were bringing out bodies wrapped in sheets, and it was really weird, man. But they were all uniformly the same size. I know that you're dealing with children roughly the same age and everything, but these things were one after another, just same size,
like they were like props or something, or I mean,
props.
Yeah, props.
That's a very interesting point, Christian. What else do you think was a prop in that thing?
So I'm just saying that.
Yeah, totally. I agree with you. They may have been props.
Yeah.
The whole thing was fake.
No, it wasn't fake.
But you just said that they were props, though.
No, well, I'm saying you're saying it.
No. I said they were peculiarly, very weirdly
and
uniform.
I interpreted that you were saying that they were props.
Well,
anyway, what do you believe, Jon Lance?
See,
I'm saying that it did happen. I'm not saying they were props.
That's a tricky one because it's fucked up. It's fucked up to accuse somebody that your kid didn't die.
Yeah.
Unless you're 100% sure, or even 99% sure. That's you just can't be oh, I saw a few videos. I'm gonna run because there's people that have gone to these parents.
Yeah, they're harassing
and
them.
been assholes to them, been like, your fucking kid didn't die, you're a demon, like you're
an actor.
Agent provocateur, you're an actor, and like, what if you're wrong?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they don't know. It's a belief. And yeah, they're entitled to their belief, but they're not 100% sure.
Yeah.
And different people handle grief different ways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's easy to be like, why was he bawling his eyes out the whole time? Why was he just like, oh, why don't like the whole fucking time? No, that is weird. That one video you're talking about?
That's fucking weird.
That was weird.
About the guy
that's,
yeah,
that's one of the things that makes me say, that is kind of off.
Yeah.
So I'll admit that. Like I said, I think the three of us watched that video a few years ago, like around the time it happened together. I remember we were watching at your old place. But there's other things, like the thing about when they put those guys in the front seat of the police car. Yeah. I remember them interviewing somebody, and the person they were interviewing said that he saw. Like, I don't remember actually watching a video of them actually putting the guys in the car.
Okay.
I remember them interviewing a guy, and the guy they interviewed said, oh, yeah, I saw them put a guy in the front seat, which would be weird, but, I mean, in the heat of the moment, they're just trying to, like, wrangle somebody into the... they might just just throw them in there, not even realize.
Well, I mean,
that's a possibility.
It's a possibility, but to go
yeah.
against procedure like that with a possibly dangerous
if,
suspect on your hands, to put him in the front seat of your car.
I mean, if it's in the heat of the moment, it's a mistake that can happen.
Interesting.
It's a mistake that can happen. It's
interesting
not
but okay. We'll come back to that later, Jon Lance.
I'm just saying it's not like 100% every single time they're going to put the guy in the back seat.
Okay.
100%. Like, a mistake can happen, like, in the heat of the moment.
Like, I'll fry that on you. I'll fry that for you.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility. That's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a lot of this is like hearsay. Or like a guy said, I remember in that same video we watched, I think it was Anderson Cooper was interviewing like the parents of one of the kids.
Yeah.
And the guy that made the YouTube video was narrating over the footage. And so you don't even hear the audio of Anderson Cooper and the parents. You just see like he's asking him something.
Oh, like
and
here the parent says this to Anderson Cooper.
Yeah, and the parents kind of like, they kind of laugh a little. You see them kind of chuckle. And I think the guy was saying something to the effect of like, why are they laughing if their kid just that kind of. But it's like, well, let us hear the fucking interview. Let us hear the actual audio. Don't tell us what, like, you know what I mean?
But
and again, like not everybody's constantly like, my kid is dead.
Yeah.
You know, like bawling their fucking eyes. Like, I don't know. Like I could see somebody that has never lost anybody. Like I've been to a lot of funerals in my life. I've cried.
Yeah.
Sometimes I've been like super like stoic and just like okay,
right,
like I'm at a cemetery again. You know, it just like you react different ways to different. You know what I mean? So I mean, all of this stuff is just it's like there's so many things that could, like ways you can look at it.
But
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but to lose somebody so tragically. And still have,
they're probably in shock. They're probably like
they didn't go on Anderson Cooper to talk about, who do you think's going to win the Super Bowl this year?
No,
by the way,
true.
no, like they went on there to talk about a very
I can be if they're
thing.
just like out of their fucking minds in grief, because their kid is fucking dead, and they're kind of like maybe like wow, I must be in a fucking dream, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's people react different ways. I'm not saying they weren't sad. I'm not saying maybe they did cry. Maybe this was a couple days after. Or
like
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, the way they grieve.
I'm just saying like they're still going through this. So their body, who knows, their body might have shut down. Like I don't. There's so many explanations.
It's so depressing.
Yeah.
It's on a dark path.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like with what's going on.
Too, like okay, if the guy really believes that, I'm sorry. The guy that made the video, if he really believes that, let us hear the fucking audio of the interview.
That's true.
Don't talk over it.
Yeah.
And just show like a few shots of the footage.
Yeah.
But to take it back, like it's all about like misinformation and stuff like that. Spinning a story to make it look,
for one side.
For one side or the other and everything. But anyways, like Sandy Hook is
that's a different thing. And
it's crazy, man.
But the thing is,
like Sandy Hook is just one example of mass shootings as a whole, right?
Right.
Like what trips me out is when COVID started, we had the biggest problem in the world in America was the guns. the biggest problem in the world, guns and mass shootings. COVID comes around, and all of a sudden, nobody wants to commit a mass shooting right now. But
everyone's at home.
What's going on?
Yeah.
But Costco was packed.
Mm-hmm.
Costco was packed. Supermarkets were packed.
Yeah.
That would have been a prime time, right? What happened there? It's all about about spinning the story, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's about the information, right?
Yeah. To suit like a narrative.
Yes, to suit a narrative.
Yeah.
Right?
And that narrative is to become slaves, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, to be docile.
Chips in the back of our heads and everything.
Are we docile enough, though?
But they want us
like,
not to be. They don't want riots. They don't they want us to be complete submissive.
Yeah.
That we just work, and the 1% they just get rich and they do their thing. It's fucking purge, man. You know what I mean? Purge. That's the the elites. While everybody, like the population, we just kill ourselves. We separate ourselves, and we should really, take those fucking bastards down.
How?
How?
What do we do with this information?
I know. I mean, do you think? Do you think the riots and the protests are doing anything, or is it just kind of like leading us to a civil war? Which I think that's the main objective.
No, we're in a civil war right now.
Yeah, you think so? We're like in the middle.
Yes.
Do you think there's like one more catalyst, one more spark before it becomes like, then where they actually say it's a civil war?
Well,
like
the thing is we base war on what we've seen, right?
Yeah.
But we haven't based war on where we're at right now. We don't know what war in the 21st century looks like, let alone a civil war.
Yeah.
We don't know what war with China looks like, right? Like we're in the midst of a supposed trade war with China, right?
Yeah.
That's a war, but we don't know what new war looks like. Old war was the trenches and shooting and all this.
War, right?
Now it's about information. Mm-hmm. It's about information and subversion. For example, our government constantly sets up, groups, like groups in other countries to cause a ruckus and everything like that, right? Yeah. That's why you have all these regime changes going on and everything. Who's to say other countries didn't learn from that and they're doing the same shit right now? Stirring shit up.
That's true. It's
I
possible.
don't remember a time, and granted we haven't been here that long, but honestly, man, it's pretty fucking divided right now.
Yeah.
And what's the old saying, guys? United we stand, divided we fall, right?
Mm-hmm. And order through chaos is another thing that.
Who said that? Emperor Palpatine?
It's pretty dramatic, but
yeah.
But that is but
it was Cobra Commander.
It was Cobra Commander. It was William Cooper.
Shit.
Yeah. Like,
see,
and
that's what we call a full circle.
And everybody from Will Cooper, like they everybody else says it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
And it's true, man.
Wow.
Like it's like there's a lot of things like you. I mean, I don't believe all the conspiracy theories, but there are ones that make me go, like, well, there's something behind that, because it's kind of like they're telling you, it's like, this is not happening. Don't believe what you're actually seeing. It's not real. We're telling you what's real. We're telling you your reality. What was that plane crash that happened in the early 90s, Tommy, where it was the missile that hit the plane?
And it was like that happened in the late 90s, and I think that was TWA Flight 800. Could you look that up if you don't mind? TWA Flight 800, I think it was.
We watched that documentary too.
Yeah.
I remember.
I think it was coming out of New York or Florida.
Yeah, and people were saying
it was shot
a
down by a missile. I think it was.
There was a lot of witnesses that saw it.
But the official reports is like there was a cabin pressure thing and just blew up, but they were saying like there was the wreckage. It was like, no, this is something hit it.
Like look up like TWA shot down by missile. Yeah.
And this happened during the first Bush administration, and
was that Bush?
It was because
Bush Senior.
No, what?
Yeah, no, but
1996.
It was 1996.
Yeah, that was Clinton, man.
Dude, you know what I remember? From. I remember
it's Flight 800, right? Yeah. Okay.
I remember watching this video where it was Bush's wife. She was looking at the cameras like, it did not happen. This did not actually went down or something. Don't you remember watching that with me?
I don't remember watching that.
And she's her eyes are all bug-eyed, and she's just
because about hypnotizing your audience.
Yeah. And I thought it was
that didn't happen in my universe. Maybe you're from the other
one. Hey man,
one.
and there's another thing we could talk about. Parallel universe.
Oh yeah, man.
Do you think
I'm surprised it took us this long to get there.
like that was my main topic.
And you
Do you believe in string theory? And
yes.
All that? Yeah. But why?
Well, what is believe a theory? Like, well, I mean, like belief is something entirely different from just like theorizing. So like a theory is a theory. Belief is like fuck, like it's true.
Well, no,
you know?
Belief is like
faith.
Like knowing is knowing. Like
I
know, I'm talking to Kristen and Tom because I'm right here with them.
Yeah.
And I know I don't believe you guys exist. I know you guys exist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Believe is like something that you have overwhelming evidence. Like if you really want to break it down, there's overwhelming evidence that it exists. You have no reason to think it doesn't.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I'll buy that.
You know what I mean? I mean, there's degrees to that. There's degrees to belief. You know, but like if. I mean, I could go. We can do the whole existential thing. Like, are you really here? What is being? And
yeah, but I don't. Totally I don't smoke weed and.
No, exactly. But
man.
In this
crazy.
household,
how do you know that cup is red, man?
Yeah, exactly. We can go into that, but just like on this plane, yeah, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you guys are here. I know you guys exist. I don't believe you exist. I know you exist. You know what I mean? But yeah, a belief is something that you believe. You pretty much you figure is true or real because overwhelming evidence to the fact. You know what I mean?
Okay.
As opposed to like, and depending on what you're talking about, you know that the evidence either diminishes or that belief diminishes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I believe in that theory then.
That, so you can believe in a theory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, do you guys think that? Do you guys hear the story that there's a squirrel that got into the Hadron Collider and it died there, like it did something.
Whoa.
And that because of that, we were thrown into this alternate universe, and that's why everything is all fucked up right now.
Thrown into an alternate universe,
yeah,
or shit where merged
universes,
something like that, man. We're like talk about the Mandela effect and all that
stuff.
You know what I mean? Or
exactly.
Do you believe that, or do you think it's like, that's just bullshit?
I believe it's possible. I fully believe that the universe is something we really do not understand.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Absolutely, yeah. There's no way.
And for
we
people,
know the universe is something that we don't 100% understand.
And for people to think, oh, you know, it's just this. There's fucking nothing out there. It's this and that. It's just a fucking flat line. I don't think so, man. I think that there's like a reality out there that we can't even fucking comprehend.
In this state of consciousness, we just cannot wrap our head around.
Yes.
And we'll never wrap our head around in this state of being.
Yeah.
So do you think?
So what we should do? We should get
together.
A bunch
of shrooms?
No. Like we need to get together and we need to form like a community, right? And we all dress exactly the same. We all wear we castrate ourselves, and we all just go into the next plane of existence, man.
Can I be your leader?
No.
I think you already are.
Oh yeah. Well, you're the reason why we're here, right?
Oh yeah. Because we're doing the show.
Yeah. Well, that's just my idea.
My idea. Yeah. Hey, do you believe in the antimatter? Do you think there's a bad energy in the antimatter? Like that's where what do you think?
Well, okay.
I mean, because there's light matter and there's dark matter, right? Light, light and good shit.
It's so funny.
It's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, but no, it's just always funny to me whenever conversations go this way with anybody. It's just like, okay, I'm not a fucking theoretical scientist. You're not, and you're not. We don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
I never said this is like...
Hey, the key word is theoretical.
Yes.
Okay?
Technically, we are theorizing right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so what was your question again?
Do you think evil lives in the dark matter?
I believe that evil is real.
Yeah?
Yes. I believe it is right beneath our feet. Not in a literal sense, but definitely around us, in us even.
Yeah, monsters do exist and they live within us.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of David Icke?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That fucking crap.
Well, depending on how you look at it, but yeah.
Well, David Icke, along with Alex Collier, they talk about reptilians.
Yes.
Know? But the thing is, what they're saying. Hold on.
So I guess David Icke ain't bullshit.
Yeah, but the thing that they're saying that the reason we do evil things, bad things, is because we're being manipulated by a dark entity that's sucking our energy, and they're feeding off our energy, like vampires.
Yeah.
Energetic vampires. So do you guys think do you think that's just bullshit, or do you think that's part of the part of the veil that we don't understand? Or
okay, one question I've always had about like David Icke and Alex Collier.
Yeah.
Okay, which one of the two first started the whole reptilian thing?
I believe. Let's see.
And it did start with one of those guys, right? Or there wasn't like a thing before them that like somebody like.
I know that I was watching David Icke for research, and I watched a documentary about him, like how he started.
Oh, okay.
His first interview was in 1988, and that's sort of like the interview where he said, "I'm the son of God."
Right.
And then everybody laughed at him. And he was like, oh, and then he said, it's like, oh, that's good you guys are laughing. It's good to laugh. It's like, well, they're laughing at, the host says, like, well, they're laughing at you, and there's more laughter.
I remember that, yeah.
But in that documentary, he was watching that show, and I was hoping that he was going to say, it's like, oh, I was barely tapping into the universe, so I didn't know what to believe. But he didn't say anything like that. He didn't debunk what he said that he was the son of God. He just continued the documentary.
Aren't we all sons of God?
Well, I guess you could.
In one sense or another.
He made a really good living doing it, man.
Yeah,
but
great living.
But he's saying that there talks about the reptilians, how talks like even with William Cooper, he talks about the bloodlines that started from Egypt and started from Atlantis, and it goes from Atlantis, it goes to Egypt, and now there's this small family who's connected from the very beginning, and those are the ones who are controlling us.
Purebloods.
Yeah, purebloods, and they're the ones who believe they're reptilian, that they're the chosen ones, that they're supposed to control us. Do you believe all that stuff, or I mean, do you think there's some credibility what David Icke is saying?
I think that there may be some credibility in it, considering the fact that how entrenched our history is with serpents and lizard people.
Yeah.
And like you have some of the most advanced civilizations ever now gone and everything, obviously. Yeah. It's just a bunch of relics, But you look at their statues, their carvings. It's all lizard and serpent people. The serpent came down from the sky and delivered us knowledge, and it's the same knowledge. So where does that come from?
Like every society, like the ancient world has a story about a flood, and they all have, and there has to be some kind of truth behind that. And
well, there's overwhelming evidence that there was a global flood of biblical proportions, is what they said.
And people believe, like Alex Collier and David Icke, that flood was the flood that broke Atlantis. That was
it's possible, yeah.
Yeah, and from there,
destroyed Atlantis.
Yeah, destroyed Atlantis, and then all that water, it was a catastrophe, and there was a flood.
Yeah.
And that story comes from Atlantis sinking, and this one guy building an ark or whatever. Maybe it could be more metaphorical, but the end result is that people came from Atlantis, and after that catastrophe, they spread out the gods that they knew to bring back the gods, because the gods left after Atlantis was destroyed.
Oh.
And the reason the ancient world left their pyramids and it's like they abandoned it, I believe, is because they were trying so desperately to bring the gods back through sacrifices and all that stuff that they never came back, so they abandoned it. And we felt hurt, like our civilization felt hurt, so we turned our backs against the gods, and I think
we felt like they abandoned it.
Yeah, so it's like these guys aren't coming back, so let's destroy everything that they taught us, and we'll be the ones in charge. And those are like the secret families, because they know the truth.
Oh, okay. And all this lost technology,
exactly,
lost
and that
knowledge.
the old families who are like the Rothschilds or whatever, they know about all that stuff, and they feel like they have a right to empower us, like to keep us in check, to be slaves, because in
the ruling class back then, I guess,
Yeah,
reptilians or aliens put in charge.
Yeah, because like this is what I heard, and I don't have no idea how they thought about this or like who told them this fucking story, but the story is that you know, the aliens came to Earth to mine, you know, material, minerals or whatever.
As they do.
You know what I mean? And they needed they needed somebody to do that. So they created us, and they got all their genetic code, and they built us through cloning and all that bullshit, whatever.
Right.
So
you're talking about the Anunnaki.
Yeah, and I heard that because of that our ancient whatever ancestors, like, we started to become, we weren't clones anymore. We were becoming ourselves. We were becoming sentient. You know, like we're not there to.
That's one of the Transformers.
Like what? Oh, Transformers.
The Quintessons created them to be like their robot slaves.
Yeah.
And they started developing like sentience.
Yeah. There you go. It was like that.
Continue.
And there was something happened where like they destroyed like the whole civilization. Like the aliens they you know, they dismantled, like they broke down Atlantis, and so we could survive and we carry the ancient knowledge. And I guess that the reason why the reptilians hate us so much is that we're nothing to them. We're like monkeys, and here we are, like we're like you're still here, and they're not in control anymore for whatever reason that happened back then, and they spied us so much that they want to control us, and they want to deplete all the resources of this planet.
We basically outgrew them and out. Like,
yeah. And and it's a really good story. And it's really compelling.
So just so like I'm understanding.
And that's where we learned about slavery. Because we were
Oh.
slaves. That's where we got that idea.
Oh.
And that's, you know, what were you gonna say?
No, like just so I understand you correctly, like these families that are still in control, they just have knowledge, or they have like a blood, because there's two theories, right? That these families,
like pure blood,
like pure blood,
sleeping with each other,
like they're like freaking serpents or whatever, right? Shapeshifters.
Yeah.
You know, so is it just knowledge, or is it something like, you know,
I think
a little more crazier than a little more far fetched?
Well,
like in what sense do you mean? Like
are they actual shapeshifters?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't believe. No,
you don't believe that?
No, I don't believe that.
Okay, but you do believe.
I do believe that they believe that they're descendant from reptilians, and that's their religion or whatever, that we're supposed to at some point shift back to our reptilian.
True.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
But they're just people.
Yeah, they're just people for the time being until
filthy blood like the rest of us.
Yeah,
right?
like monkeys, dogs. You know what I mean? But to me, I guess that's why I love hearing these stories, because they just capture my imagination.
Yeah, definitely.
And you create your own stories, and I think that's why there's so many conspiracy theorists right now, because they're creating their own narrative to fit their lives.
Right.
You know what I mean? To make them feel like that somebody is in control, and you know about it, and it gives you power. That's like, yeah, see, like I have control over my life. There's no chaos. You know what I mean? Like there's other reason, like, you know, the reason I can't get a job because it's meant to be that way.
Well, that's how I took it. It gives them a reason of why things don't work out.
Exactly.
You know, well, it's out of my hand. Well, what do you think? They're keeping me down.
Exactly.
They don't want me to get ahead. It's just like, come on.
And there's a research recently. I think it was I don't know. I heard it somewhere where males are the ones who believe these conspiracy theorists.
The most
males.
Males, yeah. And it's because the researcher says, because males, we need to feel that somebody is in control. That chaos just can't be chaos. There has to be some guy creating it, and it's that there's some kind of control behind it. Because like males, we need to have somebody. We need
Cobra Commander, bro.
You need somebody needs to be in charge. You know what I mean?
Let's listen.
But in the end, we're just floating in this fucking rock.
Like we need that alpha to tell us what's up. To tell us, hey, like everyone go to this side.
Yeah, take them down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And who's, you know, that's crazy. Like that's why I'm still like, that's why I listen to all these theories, because they're very.
It is interesting.
It is interesting. It's sensational. You know.
But back to David Icke and Alex Collier really quick. See, my thing is, like, how do they know this?
Exactly. Oh my, how the fuck do they fucking know this?
And I know
why should Alex Collier explains exactly why.
Yeah. Like Alex Collier. I know people don't know about him. Google, YouTube him. He has this whole like 2-hour interview where he's talking about how he's a contactee, not an abductee, because people who are abducted, they get abducted, through force.
Experimented.
Yeah. But he was actually, like he said, willingly he went up there to talk to these aliens.
Well, aliens, yeah.
And they're like, they have blue skin, and they don't, like, they communicate through, like, telepath. And he showed, like, in this interview, he talks about everything, how, like, he was shown the true history of Earth and all that, how, like, they put him in the room, and he saw, like, this hologram that projected, like, a 3D hologram of, like, the whole history of, like, Atlantis and, like, the reptilians, of everything, and how, like, it just goes into this great thing. And, but like, when you see this guy talking, he gets so emotional about it. Like, you read the comments on YouTube, it's like, is this guy like, this guy's fucking nuts, or B, he's a really good actor.
Yeah.
Because like he gets angry.
He's angry and he's frustrated and he cries, and there's nothing like, it's very sincere the way to hear him talk. There's nothing like, oh, this guy's a charlatan, he's trying to sell me a book and all,
Right,
he wants this information out there,
Oh, that's another thing. I remember you telling me, because he gives the books away, right?
Yeah,
for free.
However,
David Icke
because of this show, I was listening to like a Alex Collier recent episode, and he's actually selling his seminars now.
Oh.
And he said like, oh, it's because I need to make a living, and I gotta pay the bills.
Right.
I got a family to pay, is what he said. So I mean,
gotta make those galactic credits, right?
Yeah. But
I can't.
He is making some kind of money.
I can't transcend to Omicron Prime.
But
I don't have.
What a fucking crackpot, right?
50,000 amulet.
He's full of shit.
Like, oh man, he could possibly be full of shit. Man.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's like,
how do you know?
Yeah, like, there's some guy saying all this stuff.
But see, like,
I David Icke.
But
I don't see
where
how
did he
David
get all
Icke-
that information from, man? Because he lists like all the there are like 4 different species. There's
who, like Alex Jones or
Alex Collier.
Alex Collier or David Icke?
Like you said, like I heard it from Alex Collier. But it goes back to the whole thing of who said it first, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So like I think Collier listed like 4 of the main species, like in the universe or something like that.
Yeah, you got the Greys and the reptilians and like a race that like.
No, it's real names, man.
No,
it's not just reptilians.
Yeah, you remember the names? I don't remember. The Zeta Reticulans.
The Zeta Reticulans were the gray ones. The Andromedans were the ones that were contacting with blue skin, blonde hair, perfect Aryans and everything.
Yeah,
right?
that's where and
the reptilians were the Alpha Draconians, the evil motherfuckers.
Because they're territorial.
Yeah.
They're
supposedly, from what I remember, like they believe that this planet is theirs.
Yeah. And I also heard through, it was David Icke, I believe. It is that the Greys started off as like elves, like they started off like small people with like tiny ears and stuff like that, and they they sold their genetic code to the reptilians to fuck around with their gene pool, and that's why they're gray, because they lost all their like the original features and stuff like that.
Just a race of golems, huh?
And then like the Greys who were like
that's a Lord of the Rings reference.
Like and like the UFOs, like
don't say it.
The UFOs with the Greys are actually time travelers, and they're trying to save their race because they're trying to clone their species, but they're cloning their species without a soul, and they can't. They said. David Icke said that they're a doomed species because they're just zipping around getting our genetic material, and they get born
and that's why they abduct people.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And those are
because they don't even have a means of reproduction.
Yeah, they don't, because they lost all their what's called their sexual organs, so they can't reproduce. So
it's like they traded everything for intelligence.
Exactly, and they got this time traveling machine, the UFO, to save the race, and it's not going to happen, supposedly.
According to David Icke?
Stories,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
According to David Icke or Alex Collier?
I think it's both, man. Like they both touch on it, man. It's
I've only ever heard that information from Collier.
Collier?
Yeah.
I remember a few years ago, either one of you guys were saying that, like, I think Alex Collier was talking about which is like the benevolent race.
Those are reptilians, right?
The benevolent means good.
Oh.
Like, it was the Andromedans, I believe.
Like the blue skin.
Yes.
But they're like, but how convenient they can interfere to help us, right?
Like Star Trek.
Just like every fucking Star Trek episode, man.
The bad guys can do all the
Picard.
fucked up shit.
Yeah.
But even though we can help you, we just
we're gonna step aside and just watch you
say
guys.
some things. We'll tell a couple of crackpots our history, the history of the world.
Yeah, we'll fuck with their butts.
And if the rest of you,
just for shits and giggles. But
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's just
no.
Yeah, and it just comes down to like he can just be a total fucking like
yeah. It's just like, but it's just so. You want to believe it, you know what I mean? I do, because like...
Do you want to believe it? Do you really want to fucking believe it?
Like, they want to enslave the human race?
Dude, what did they say? What did he say about the Alpha Draconians? Why so many kids are missing? Remember, like, that freaking theory?
Oh, yeah.
Supposedly, Alpha Draconians, the evil lizard race of the universe, take kids is because... kids get scared more than adults, and supposedly like that chemical that emits from the brain, they use that as an aphrodisiac, as a drug.
Like it.
Yeah.
And he was like an ancient, like, elder god, like space god.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like it. Like he was like...
Like in the book he was.
The movie did not explain that well.
No.
I was just like, what's going on? He's an alien?
Yeah.
Like, sure.
It's like, okay.
It was worth the $10.
It was funny. It wasn't scary. It was
you know
funny.
what?
Yeah.
Like, I had a problem with that movie because it was like there's so much comedy in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was too funny, man.
Yeah.
It was too funny.
It was not funny. It was not scary at all.
Yeah.
It was a cool, like, fantasy adventure.
Yeah.
But not, like, horror. It was not,
Like, it should have been on Netflix.
That's what we were talking about, dude.
It should have been a series.
Yeah.
They should have made it a series.
And it's gonna happen.
I hope so.
It's gonna be produced by J.J. Abrams, and like
it's just
Jon
like,
Favreau's gonna direct it.
Like I can't wait to see what J.J. Abrams comes up with, man. Because he's just gonna take all these old ideas and just put them together into a new idea. I can't wait. And the best part of all is that we're not gonna get any answers at the end, because it's really gonna fuck with you for the rest of your life.
So Gremlins Redux. Gremlins.
Oh God.
Are they doing that?
No, but they are remaking. They are doing a Gremlins.
No, fuck that. Critters.
Really?
Critters.
Remember Critters?
Critters would be dope. Critters, you could just continue the story.
Yeah.
Gremlins, you could continue the story.
No one knows what we're talking about.
I know we got really off topic, but let's go to the. This is gonna be like a serious one. The Hollywood pedophile ring.
Oh Jesus, man.
Because I'm kind of like segueing from like we were talking about, like the reptilians. They kill the kids. And, and that's what's happening right now. Like they just rescued 31 kids from like Georgia or something.
I heard about that. Where were they?
I don't know. I don't know.
This is the first I'm hearing about it. Actually, I don't know why I pretended like
I saw it on Facebook.
Yeah,
my friend posted it, but it was just that. It was just
so.
Yeah, and they're not talking about it on the news.
Let's propose a theory then, right? Like, just to put all this stuff together. Sorry. To put all this stuff together, if these elites, let's just call them the elites now, the family,
it's a broad thing.
Yeah, believe that they are truly descendants of these ancient people or ancient races of aliens and everything like that, the whole sacrificing and everything, it kind of makes sense that they would still be doing it now, right?
Yeah. It's
kind of scary.
And it's happening.
Like when you ask me if I believe if evil is real, if dark, like I think that's pretty much proof that it's real, man.
Yeah.
If you could take the most innocent among us and destroy them, that they're being destroyed.
Yeah.
Like what does that say about you?
It's evil.
It's evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Evil.
The sacrifice of care, right?
Yeah. And
oh, that's true, right? The Moloch.
Which
Moloch,
people don't know about, like in the Bohemian Grove, which Alex Jones broke. He recorded this what's called the ceremony where they're burning an effigy, and the effigy is like an owl, and his name is Moloch, and they burn him. It symbolizes care, and they're doing this whole performance where like the whole world elite is just guys. They go there and they do like a 3-day retreat, and the story is that they go there to perform plays, and they all dress like women. It's all like cross-dressing and stuff like that. And this is actually true. This isn't a conspiracy theory. The Manhattan Project was developed and coordinated at the Bohemian Grove.
Whoa!
The Manhattan Project.
Yeah, the Manhattan.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that. So that's not a conspiracy theory. That's happens.
It's factual.
It's factual, and people don't talk about that. And like Nixon went there and he partied with Reagan, and they talked about like their buddy. But I heard they're buddy during the whole like election where they're pitted against each other, but they were partying over there. And the way I heard it is that Nixon was kind of like congratulating Reagan for winning or something like that. Like it's kind of like it was already chosen, and they were just kind of like they're just hanging there like bros dressing like chicks. You know what I mean? And that's real. And if that's real, then why not everything else?
Yeah.
And I think.
Or it could be a misinformation campaign too. Then.
I don't know, man. I think the elite want you to see everything in front, so like it's not like hidden, but it's produced in such a way that seems like it's not. It's all fake. It's all fabricated.
Yeah.
So it's like they get to do whatever they want, and it's not like no one questions it because everyone thinks is bullshit, and they're doing their own thing, which is. Stealing children and killing them and messing them and Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, that guy didn't kill himself. He was murdered. And I don't
think anyone believes that.
Nobody believes that. If you're a rational person, you're gonna say that this is a conspiracy and there's somebody who doesn't want him to talk.
Yeah.
And it's not a conspiracy. That is a fact. And it's gonna be, I heard that's what's coming up with like his girlfriend, which is like Maxwell or something.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah, like she has so much shit on a lot of people that's gonna like rock like the entertainment world and the political world because they have tapes of people,
collateral, man.
Yeah, fucking with kids and like Bill Clinton. It's logged that he flew on Epstein's plane 26 times.
26 times.
Yeah.
But all those times were just for lunch meetings.
Yeah, and man, and it goes back to like the reptilian thing, you know what I mean? Where like they're stealing kids, or like the old sacrifices and stuff like that. It's like a tradition or some fucking thing that they have to do. Just I don't know.
But like to touch on the point you made about how they just want us to look in this direction and not look like anywhere else. Like, don't you think it's crazy how all this sex trafficking stuff broke and Epstein and everything like that, and all of a sudden America's its fucking civil war.
Yeah, it's just to distract us.
It's a fucking race war and shit. It's just it's a distraction, man. Yeah. It's a distraction from what is really going on. This should be the story of the century.
Yeah.
Everyone heard like that leaked audio with that one news anchor, right?
Oh no, I didn't.
You didn't hear about this?
No,
like she was pissed off because she had the story some years ago and ABC crushed it.
Oh yes, I heard that
because they wanted access to the royal family.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I heard about that.
How can you have all this information, like it literally is, like the cover being blown off of probably off of their whole operation. Of whatever the fuck they're doing.
It's like in House of Cards and shit.
And it was buried. It was buried and forgotten about.
House of Cards, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, it's a race war out there, right?
Yeah. And I think that's part of their agenda.
Absolutely.
There is,
it's part of the agenda.
Is to tear us apart.
Yes.
In the end.
You know what else is part of the agenda?
What?
And I've said this before. It's like everything went for a plan. 9/11, all this other stuff. The one thing that they tried so hard to get from us is the guns, man. And it's almost like, fuck, we can't get the guns. Just move forward with the operation anyways. But it's almost like everything just went step by step by step, but they couldn't get the guns.
Yeah,
they can't get the guns.
That would be impossible
to get the guns.
Yeah, if somebody
they tried.
I know
they tried really hard, man. No, it was mass shooting after mass shooting because that's what the media was pushing. Don't forget that. They were pushing it super hard.
That's true.
It was anti-Second Amendment talk. It was everyone should turn in their guns. This every gun should be illegal. Why do you need a gun, man? It's just like from what I've seen out here right now. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do if the bad guys are the only ones that have the guns? What are you gonna do?
That's true. Yeah.
Like it would be literally survival of the fittest, man. Yeah. Like there's no equal playing ground anymore. It's the government has the guns and the bad guy has the guns, but you're gonna have to depend on someone else for your security. But now they're talking about they don't even want police, so now we don't have security.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
The New World Order.
The New World Order, man, and it all and they want to break this country down.
And it's happening.
And it's happening. It's happening right before our eyes, and we don't even realize it. And people just want to keep on looking at this scenario of what's going on right now. It's not even about that. Is it a problem? Yeah. Is it systemic? No. You know what I mean?
And see, like with David Icke, he talks about take away like the whole reptilian thing, where he talks about like how they're trying to tear us apart. The elites, the secret societies or whatever, they want to tear us apart because they want to enslave us, and it's actually happening. Like, because
it's happening right now.
Like,
man.
we're supposed to not like our lives. Like, it's not meant to just pay bills and go to work every day. It's like a merry-go-round. You wake up, you go to work.
Even though there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, you go to work and all that. But we're meant to like be creative, to explore. You know what I mean? To build stuff. And not
luminous beings.
Not to
crude material.
Not to fucking not to like sit in a fucking cubicle and type numbers all day. You know what I mean? Like we're meant.
No, it's true.
We're meant more than that.
Like we're more than this.
Yeah.
And they're keeping us here.
Yeah.
Right in the middle, not evolving. Some might even argue that we're de-evolving as far as socially. Yeah. Think about that for a second. It started off, like social media. Like all of a sudden, people don't even talk to friends anymore. It's all about what you post and this and that.
No, it's true.
And now you can't even see people's faces in public. You can't tell if they're smiling or crying or happy or sad.
Yeah. It's all introverts.
Oh yeah. In like one respect, people like it, but it seems like as a society we're just growing further and further apart from one another. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
but people are yearning for that connection again, though.
Yeah.
Because when it comes down to it, you can't suppress that like natural like want.
Because we're social creatures.
We are social creatures.
Yeah, we need to connect to something. Like even an introvert, he talks for a little bit, maybe to like the.
He needs his fellow introverts and nerds to like
talk about nerd shit.
Yeah, to bitch about the next Star Wars movie.
But anyways, man, like going back to what your original point was, the truth essentially being buried. Yeah. This sex trafficking thing that's being buried. Yeah. That should be the biggest thing going on right now.
The biggest headline, right?
It should be the biggest headline.
Yeah. The biggest headline right now should also be like how the Pentagon is opening like an agency to talk about fucking unidentified.
That's another thing.
Drop. Yeah. And it's like, oh, by the way,
your tax dollars.
I forgot about. That's what I wanted to talk about. I'm just like it's fucking what we've been waiting for. Whatever UFO enthusiasts been waiting for, and it happened. It's just like I don't give a fuck about that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Thinking about the new Kanye West thing and shit.
I'm gonna run for president.
Or
2020.
Or the WAP.
The WAP.
What is that?
Wet ass papooses.
Yeah, wet ass papooses.
Yeah.
Salsa roja.
Ben Shapiro lost his mind on that one.
That's what was that?
Ben Shapiro, didn't he like lose his mind?
Yeah, he lost his mind. It's like my wife, she's a doctor, and that's like a medical condition.
Yeah,
that's pretty funny.
I love Ben Shapiro.
He's a great guy. He's a great guy. Know him personally.
Oh,
allegedly.
I'm sure you do. Allegedly know him personally.
Shit, man, I was going on this tangent about the UFO, the Pentagon thing.
Yeah,
dude.
man.
Talking about conspiracies, and we've barely even like scratched that.
Scratched it, yeah. Dude.
Should be a two-parter.
Two-parter? Part 2. Christian goes to the restroom. No, but that is incredible that the federal government is going to finance. Acknowledged it. And nobody's talking about it, and like the guy who hosts Ancient Aliens, his mind fucking blew up, and his hair's even standing up crazier. And
which guy?
Oh, Giorgio Tsoukalos.
Giorgio Tsoukalos.
Yeah, I follow him on Facebook, dude. He went nuts. He's like, how come nobody's talking about this? This is the best thing. Like,
well, first they admitted
this is what I make my money on.
First they admitted that they have like proof that unidentified flying objects.
They're not saying aliens, but like there is technology that
And now they're starting like a task force to like study it or something.
What pissed me off is how they changed the name though.
What does it call it?
Like what the fuck did they?
I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember what it was.
To unknown aerial phenomenon.
Yeah.
Is that true? A UAF, I think they call it now.
Yeah.
An unidentified aerial phenomenon.
That's. I mean, that's.
You mean a UFO? A UAP.
Ironically,
UFO.
That term is more. It's both simultaneously vaguer and more spot on when you think about it, because it is an unidentified like aerial phenomena.
Yeah.
Which that's what a UFO is.
Yeah.
But it's more spot on, but it's also vaguer at the same time.
But that's what a UFO is. It's an unidentified flying object.
Did he hear about one of the
perfect? It was perfect. And
one of the reports that
did
you guys hear? One of the reports that like the spaceship was like it registered the same type of temperature like as the seawater. Actually the seawater was more higher than the temperature on that UFO that they were following.
Whoa. Really?
Yeah, that it was going so fast. And it wasn't producing any heat wave
or any
what that
means?
Yeah, like what? What does it mean?
Manipulation of gravity, man.
Yeah.
No friction, no air moving around it.
That's fantastic, dude.
Fantastic. It's amazing.
That's the Bob Lazar engine.
That's the Bob Lazar thing, man.
Element 115.
Element 115. Yeah, it might as well be fucking antimatter crystals from the Enterprise.
Lithium crystals.
That's incredible to hear, man.
It is incredible to hear.
Nobody has that technology because to do that defies.
How do we know that? How do we know that?
Hey, Russia is doing the same thing. Like they're trying to, they want to get more info of what's going on. They don't have the technology. China doesn't have the technology.
We do.
Like,
not even us.
No, we don't. And that's why they want to find out. And those are fucking aliens, dude. And they're not going to.
You know that for a fact.
Or interdimensional, like.
Oh, I mean that's fantastic. And why it's fucking cool.
Interdimensional beings.
But they're never going to land in the lawn or anything like that because they just do whatever they want.
Just cheerleader.
Like I'm sure,
like the old like old 50s movies.
Right,
Which
guys?
one?
All of them.
Take your pick on this planet.
You know, rewatching the Twilight Zone, they tell the same goddamn story about 5 times.
Yeah, over and over.
It's just the same thing. It's just like, my God, we're in a zoo. Yeah. My God, it's a robot. My God,
my God, it's us. Yeah. And that's the top one.
That's the one that trips you off the
My God, I'm a robot.
Or the Futurama.
My God,
Scary Door.
Oh my God.
What's that? Which one?
The Scary Door from Futurama. You're now step through the scary door.
Oh fuck! What point was I gonna make right now?
The Pentagon thing, the UFO. No.
Pentagon, UFO. Fuck! I lost it. I should have never stopped talking about.
Because I wrote these notes. I'm not even looking at these notes and shit.
Oh man, I forgot what point I was gonna make.
I think we're like in.
We're talking about the UFOs, the aerial phenomenon thing, and and the
Bob Lazar,
Unobtainium.
Getting closer.
Mm-hmm.
No. We took a step back. I don't remember. Move on.
Okay.
Move on.
Interdimensional grays.
And it was something to do with that interdimensional.
The moon landing.
Or
the moon. Do you think that's?
Oh, I know what point I was going to make.
Okay.
All right. For example, we send probes to Mars all the time, right?
Yes.
Landers, and as crude as they are, right?
So they say.
No, so they say, right? but we see how crude our technology is, right? Satellites and all this shit and everything. If a more advanced species was in existence, wouldn't they just be sending probes to look at us, to pick up a couple of specimens, do experiments and stuff like that?
Do both, right?
Like it would be the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Like if we were to go to another planet, we would take samples. Like, holy shit, there's this thing.
Mars.
You know, but that's just a microbe. Just imagine if we find some type of actual, real, complex life.
Yeah.
We're gonna take that. We're gonna dissect it. We're gonna analyze it. We're gonna do all that stuff. I think it's entirely plausible that UFOs could just be simple probes.
I believe that.
Right?
It's plausible if we're assuming they think the way we do.
What do you think?
That's true.
Do you believe
they're explorers?
Do you believe the theory that there is
assume they're explorers? Yeah.
A pact between aliens and governments
I believe.
Yeah,
that's a possibility.
I mean, but why would the aliens fuck around with the government? Why do they need permission from like their superiors? They can just do whatever the fuck they want.
Well, don't you remember the whole like Alex Collier talking about that?
Refresh my memory.
About how there has to be permission from the species in order for them to interject.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like vampires and shit. You have to let them in your house.
Yeah,
to do whatever you want.
And shit, man.
And yeah.
That was a pretty good series, actually.
Damn, I forgot about that one, man. Yeah, that's trippy.
Yeah, you know, like
why is that though? Are they just that their culture, like
I'm just polite.
Yeah,
they're just polite. Yeah.
Like
I'm glad.
Like they come from planet Britannia.
Yeah, planet pretentious.
I say, old chap.
Yeah.
Mind if I probe your buttocks?
What?
I can't
my
understand
lawn.
what you're saying. Anyways, but yeah, like supposedly like that was the pact is, you know, like they give us technology and we give them the right to just run rampant.
Yeah,
and,
that's right.
You know.
Yeah. And that was the treaty.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was part of the treaty. Yeah.
No, and I also remember that part of the treaty is that they wouldn't abduct us, but they totally discarded that, and they're, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Like it was my understanding that was part of the.
Oh, that they could take it?
Yeah, that was.
I think I heard that one too. That's part of the deal.
Yeah.
They can. Yeah.
Just as long as it's not my family, I'm fine with
it. Yeah.
That's
We had a deal, Greg. We had a deal.
I mean, so like, say like aliens do exist and they come down tomorrow and all that stuff. And what about all those people who got abducted? You know what I mean? Are they gonna file lawsuits on the aliens and create like, you know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna do with that?
The aliens are just gonna be dicks at that point. It's just like, okay, you have to file it with our intergalactic court, you dickhead.
It'll take 5 quintillion,
which is 5 days in your Earth. Your Earth
time. Why are you lying?
Condescendingly, Earth time.
Well, shit,
if aliens were to come down tomorrow and say, "Here we are," I think it would take a lot of restraint for everyone not to shoot them. Because people are inherently afraid of that. Yeah. I think.
Well,
I think they would be
TikTok thing.
They would know that though.
What?
TikTok.
You know what I mean?
Post that on TikTok.
I'll post it on TikTok.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I think they'd be aware of that though.
Oh, the hostility that our species has towards anything of differing opinion. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they're monitoring us with that. If they could, unless they're just gonna come down like they fucking landed in Hawaii or something. Like, hey, what's up? This place is you got beaches and shit. No, those people fucking rob you.
They'll disintegrate you.
I mean, we will rob you. Huh?
Yeah. Oh, the aliens will disintegrate you. Like they'll just well, fuck it. We'll just.
Yeah, it's just like what is he waving in my face?
Yeah, well, that's offensive.
Just melt our brains right out of our ears. Possibly.
Going back to House of Cards, we talked about House of Cards. Do you think
we did?
No. Well, you know, like House of Cards, they did like a Bohemian Grove type of episode.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
like Frank went to this secret society where it was the Bohemian Grove, and in this episode, the head guy who was like doing the financing of the political parties, he was a rich guy. Think of like the Koch brothers, and he was showing this application on the phone that they were going to get his consciousness and upload it into like a computer. And he was showing, those people who went to that fucking, to their Bohemian Grove, what they're coming up with, and it showed his face like on the phone, like once I'm dead, they're going to upload me on this thing, and it was a very crazy.
Fuck, this is in House of Cards?
I
don't remember that shit.
Yeah, you don't remember that?
It sure wasn't Black Mirror.
I don't remember that. No. It was in House of Cards.
He's like, oh no, wait a minute, no, it was Black Mirror.
Like Black Mirror.
No, it was a House of Cards.
What the fuck? I don't remember that.
It blew my mind. It's like, wow, these guys are really touching on every fucking conspiracy theory, like, you know?
Oh, man.
And,
he's a Democrat too, right? The character?
Yeah, he is.
Crazy.
Really, Frank?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Frank something.
Frank Murphy.
Yeah.
Frank,
well, anyways,
I don't know.
But check this out. Like once that was the season before that season ended, and then they released that he was touching kids or whatever. He was like touching underage kids.
No.
Or he was touching minors and shit. You know what I mean? Like and he was sexually assaulting people. Which
is never fun for anybody.
Oh no. But anyways, I think that this guy got too close, so they just kind of threw him to the fire. You know what I mean?
What guy got too close?
Kevin Spacey.
Oh, Kevin Spacey.
Like they revealed too much. He revealed too much of like what's behind the veil.
Do you think he was on that Epstein plane?
Possibly.
Or in that circle?
I just believe what I'm saying is that he revealed too much, and whoever was watching is like they were pissed off. He's like, throw this guy under the fire. I don't want to see.
Like we got to give him one. This
yeah,
guy's he's out.
I would imagine the next episode, the next season, what he's going to say about us. Let's get this guy out of here, you know. So I think that's what happened with Kevin Spacey. That's my conspiracy theory. It's not proven, but it's
Allegedly.
just
But he didn't write the episode, though, did he?
No, he didn't. But he is an executive producer, and I'm pretty sure he goes through that. He absolutely have a hand on every episode.
So just so I'm understanding, you suspect that Kevin Spacey was revealing too much of what was actually going on.
Yeah.
And when he got popped for sexual assault or whatever, they're like, let him fry.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. And
okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. That's my conspiracy theory. It's all bullshit, but to me that makes sense.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
there's crazier ones out there.
Spread it out there.
Put it in the ether, man.
So
you hear about Kevin Spacey?
Yeah, I heard he's a fucking dick.
Great actor, though. Great actor.
But what's one theory that you wanted to talk about today?
I thought we were already talking about them.
No, about one that you said like, that was one that I wanted to talk about. Thank you for about the Pentagon UFO thing. Is there another one?
Oh no, like that was it because I can't believe that I forgot about.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and then it's kind of like nobody really. It's not as big a deal as it should be.
Yeah. That's a scary thing.
If it happened in the 90s, people would be talking about it left and right.
Dude, there would be Fox specials
every
single week.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Man, just imagine that.
That would have been fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
What else you got?
What else do I got? Oh, Philip Schneider. You ever heard about that guy? Philip Schneider? He's the guy who discovered the underground base in Dulce, Mexico.
Oh,
and he was contracted by the government to build an underground base, and as he was doing so, he found these aliens like hidden in the cavern, and he shot at them, and he killed one of them. He said like, these are mortal, they can be killed. And as he was doing that, one of the aliens shot a beam or
energy
a laser,
weapon or something,
and he said he didn't make any noise, and it gutted him like a fish. He lost his fingers, his guts were all out, and he said one of his friends got killed during that, and he's been talking about it ever since. And I was watching the documentary.
Oh, so he survived?
He did survive, and like his fingers were like this and shit. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
Yeah. And I don't know if he got that through another accident or whatever, or that was through that. But he did say he got mangled. He got screwed up. He got severely injured through that.
So when he described the weapon, it was like an energy beam?
He didn't know. He just saw somebody. Like not somebody, like an alien point something, and like a beam just shot out of the weapon, and it just cut him up without a noise or anything like that.
But it didn't kill him, though.
It didn't kill him, but he was nearly dead. And he showed like the camera his wounds and all that. So he did have wounds, and I was researching it through Wikipedia if he got injured somewhere else, and that's where they said like, no, he got injured supposedly through this incident.
Wow.
Yeah, and he was doing circuits in the 90s that this is happening. There's an underground base with aliens and the government. They have like a secret treaty with them and blah blah blah.
It was in Mexico.
It was in Mexico, New Mexico.
Oh, New Mexico.
New Mexico. And
was Dulce?
Yeah, Dulce Mesa or whatever. Yeah. It's like a native reservation or whatever. And they the natives they talk about how there's air bursts of air like exiting from like an air duct in the desert, but they're hidden, and they testify to it. Like all the people who live in that reservation, they say they see shit all the time.
Oh wow!
And there's what's going on in that base is genetic manipulation, like secret meetings, and that's where the aliens kind of have like a base there where they travel in and out, from that base, and it's just. And here's another thing that really was remarkable watching that documentary is that guy Philip Schneider, he was murdered. They ruled it out as suicide, and they showed pictures in the documentary how he was, how a suicide. He was strangled by his catheter, fucking like that plastic catheter.
What?
He was strangled and shit like that. But they ruled it as a suicide that he did it on his own. But but when he was doing his circuits, he was saying that, yeah, man, my life is in danger. I'm being, people are following me. People are pushing me off the road, with their cars, and I have friends who attest to that. My friend was like, he was there. He was close to that story. He was there when that happened, when they found the alien like in under Mount Grace base, and he was murdered, but they ruled it a suicide as well. And then like, I think in '94 or '98, I don't know, like in the early '90s, mid '90s, that Philip Schneider was committed suicide, but
that's crazy,
it was I mean, by looking at his pictures, he was murdered. Just think of like Scorsese shit, man. And getting like looking at rubber things, just doing this. They show like his face was all black, swollen.
Jesus.
Before they showed that photo in the documentary, like be warned, it's going to be graphic. It was pretty graphic.
You saw this doc on YouTube?
On Amazon.
Whoa.
It's called Underground Base.
Is it free?
Or something like that. Yeah, it's free. If you have Amazon, you can watch it for free. And I watched it like yesterday. So it was a really good documentary. It was really cool.
Wow.
So yeah,
this is the first time ever hearing about this.
Yeah. Check it out, man. Like that guy Phil Snyder has videos where he's talking and talks about his experience and all that stuff. So
it's pretty unsettling.
It is. Do you see? Like that's another thing. Like that. I mean, it's like the whole Epstein thing. I'm like, that guy didn't kill himself. You know what I mean? He was murdered. In the same with, to me, Philip Schneider. That guy didn't kill himself. He was murdered because he knew something. Why was he murdered? Because he knew what was going on.
David Cooper. I remember in one of
Bill Cooper.
Bill Cooper. Sorry, yeah. He was talking about some kind of altercation with like aliens and like American soldiers, right? Like in some base or something. Oh, and I don't remember like what the actual like thing was, but something like they encountered these guys and they were like firing at each other. There was like a small, like, for lack of a better way to put it, firefight between these American troops and this group of aliens.
I remember hearing something about that, man. But I don't.
It sounds very vague, but it's like almost like in the tip of your tongue, and that's what she said. But hey, I got to do it. But anyways,
I'm here all week.
We'll be here next Saturday. But yeah, Philip Schneider, man. If you guys don't know about him, check him out. Like his story sounds very credible, and it'll definitely make you think that all this stuff is real, and then you start going crazy.
And it's no longer fun.
It's no longer fun. And then you start having panic attacks. I'm like, am I real?
Well, I stepped away from this shit for a long time.
Oh yeah, you have to, because you start going crazy. It's like then you start thinking like everything's fake and all that stuff, and then you start having panic attacks. You know what I mean? It doesn't become,
not so much with the panic attacks.
Oh, it doesn't become fun anymore. You know what I mean?
Oh, it becomes like I can't believe, what am I going to do?
Yeah, what am I going to do? You can't do anything because it's so bigger than us. We have to have to come to a collective that we're not red or blue, you know what I mean? We're not right or left, that we're all living in the same planet. We all need to eat, we all need to support our family, and we all need to pull our weight however we can, and they're trying to tear us apart in that way, and they're doing it, and it's happening. And it's very sad, because like we all laugh, we all like want to be happy, so why are our differences being... Why, if I disagree with you, then why do I hate you? You know what I mean? It should be like, I disagree with you. That's, you know what I mean? But I'm still going to take care of you. I don't wish any ill on you. But now, like, if you disagree with somebody, it's like, well, I hate you. You know, I hope you're dead, and I wish everything bad.
It's gotten pretty bad.
Yeah, like I wish a pox on you. You know?
Yeah.
And that's.
Well, I think social media has a lot to blame.
Absolutely, and I think the social media, and just people need to feel that they're right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's the anonymity. I I think that's the word.
You feel safe.
We're just I could say whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's very.
And there's no consequences to it. No one's going to yell in my face. I can turn you off if I want to. I'm right.
Yeah.
And that's it.
But
right?
I mean, like with the election, with Trump and Biden, I mean. I don't like either of them. And what's the lesser of two evils? You know what I mean? Is just because I want to vote for Biden, and is that the better guy? No. If I want to vote for Trump, is that the better guy? It's like, obviously no. But I mean, they're both supporting an agenda, and the agenda is to suppress you, and that's what I believe. You know. And the two-party system is like the red and the blue. It's like the Bloods and the Crips. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in the end, like the people who work in Congress or the politicians, they seem like enemies in front of the camera. But in lunches, they talk to each other, they're friends, they're buddies, but when they're in front of the camera, they put up a front that that they're pitted against each other, but in reality they're just manipulating you. And
but to what end?
For
servitude.
Servitude and for consumerism, to buy, to consume, not to produce, not to build, not to for us to evolve, then becoming the worker bee. You know what I mean?
Just the mindless drone.
Exactly. We're supposed to conquer conquer space, not fucking,
Yeah.
We're not supposed to stand in line for like Black Friday.
Yeah.
It's fucking bullshit, and a lot of people don't see that, and it's frustrating because if we really came together as a collective, we would be really far ahead. But the system, the way it's set up right now, is just the only one who's the head is the 1%, and they're winning. And yeah, yeah.
I suppose so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Am I taking the? Are you announcing it right now?
Well, how long have you been on?
No. Like.
No, I'm just saying. An hour 30? Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah, we've been on like the last episode we were on for an hour and 20 minutes, so it's the longest.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And
so we haven't even scratched
the surface. There's going to be a
the
part
moon
2.
landing.
Yeah. Because I mean, I still want to talk about.
On that one.
Yeah. I mean, I know like. Have you guys heard about the Kubrick thing? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Oh, we could save that till next time
next
if you
time.
want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. Like,
well, you know
like
what?
How much longer?
I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah.
I gotta take a fucking fat leak. I gotta fucking pee. You know what I mean?
Well,
if you guys want to continue the conversation, I'll just fucking go real quick. Or you pause. You know what I mean? You know. Hey, I'm sorry, breaking the fourth wall, but I am human. I'm 36 years old, and my bladder's this small.
Like you see the size of this guy, bladder even smaller.
Yeah, but I try, man. God willing. Come on, Tommy.
All right, let's go.
All right, yeah. I gotta go next.
See, old guy.
All right.
See, babe, young and sterile and overweight. I don't gotta go. I don't gotta go for like another.
Don't say you're gonna jinx it. Yeah, you're gonna.
I gotta go take this. You know what? Let me stand by the bathroom and see if I get the urge. Oh yeah. They are?
We're good? Alright, sorry about that. We had to take a little intermission because, you know, I got to take a potty break. But what I wanted to touch on was the Kubrick conspiracy that he faked the moon landing, you know? And that's
a juicy one.
That's your favorite one.
That's my favorite one because people don't
know
know about this, but Stanley Kubrick's one of my favorite directors. I love his style. If nobody knows his movies, if you watch at least 3 of them, you could tell that's the same guy directing this in the movie.
Yeah.
But there is a conspiracy theory that he's the one who helped fake the moon landing because he perfected front screen projection, which is the old school way of doing special effects back in the day, where they project like the whole landscape behind, like in these big canvases, and you know they're shooting in a stage, and the theory goes that he did such an incredible job that NASA or
in 2001,
they hired him to just in case that the moon landing went sour, that they'll have something to show the American public, just so it won't lower their morale.
Right.
And throughout his movies since 2001 has been a confession of what he's learned in his time working in the entertainment industry, such as Eyes Wide Shut, Secret Societies, and Clockwork Orange, all like what's called mind manipulation. What's that about? Ultra, MK Ultra was about.
It was a very real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. They finally divulged that one too.
Yeah. And in The Shining, that was his confession that he faked the moon landing because the room was 237, I believe, but in the book it was a different number. But why change a number, the room number, for just such a trivial thing?
Yeah.
So there was some conspiracy theorist who was researching the movie that the room 237 was that's how far away we're from the moon. We're 100,000 miles away from the moon. Yeah. And that was like when, as Danny was walking towards it, he was going to towards that secret room, that something behind the veil. And
that horrifying.
Yeah, the horrifying.
Symbolize the room that they shot the moon landing.
Exactly.
Soundstage.
Yeah, and if you watch the movie, or any movie after 2001, there's so much symbolism behind it, as in with Eyes Wide Shut. I mean, there's an orgy. There's a secret society orgy, and the whole movie is just steeped in paganism with the symbols and all that. It takes place in Christmas, and people don't know about that. That Christmas is a pagan holiday.
Yeah.
I think one of the characters was named I don't know, it was his nickname was Brick Builder, and so that was his nickname in Eyes Wide Shut. He had a different,
like a Freemason.
Yeah, Freemason. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that was Stanley Kubrick's way of saying this guy, he's part of the elite. You know? And there's another theory that the reason Stanley Kubrick died is that he was murdered because he released this whole movie Eyes Wide Shut, that he was exposing everything that he learned about working in Hollywood and all that stuff. Because in the Lolita, it's about two pedophiles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Two guys who are well established. They're the elite, and they're fucking trying to bone a 15-year-old girl. Lolita.
Oh, I never seen that.
Yeah,
movie.
It's a really good movie. It is
good.
Yeah. It's filmed as a comedy, but its theme is very dark because this guy,
Yeah.
the main character, he falls in love with a 15-year-old girl, and like he obsesses over her, he loves her. And this other guy, Peter Sellers, he's another elite who wants to bed Lolita. They're both like kind of competing.
Yeah,
for
they're
her
like
hand.
middle-aged guys.
Yeah. And there's like this whole
Humbert,
conversation they have.
Humbert, what's his name?
Fuck, man.
The main character?
Quincy or something like that. Cootie, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was they have this scene like in the porch. Peter Sellers and the main character, they're talking about like what they're doing, but as what's that thing called where like it's subtext. It's all subtext that they know what's going on. They like. Isn't it weird that we both like certain tastes or something like that?
Oh, like certain types of pizza.
Yeah,
like
something like that.
Yeah.
It was like that scene was in that. It was shot in that manner, and they were talking about how they're both like this little girl.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah, and this guy. I'm not gonna ruin. It's a really good movie. You guys should watch that. But the conspiracy theorists, they're saying that Lolita is exposing like the elites who are dating, the pedophile stuff.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So
Well, it's based on a book, though.
yeah, it's actually based on the book, and Kubrick because all Kubrick's movies are based on novels.
Okay.
For the most part, huh?
Yeah. And the movie was so controversial, Tommy, that I think the Vatican or a Catholic church was trying to shut that movie down.
Shut up.
Yeah, because it was just too much. You know what I mean? Like a man falling in love with a 15-year-old girl.
Yeah.
And it's shot as a comedy. You know what I mean?
Well, what would the church find wrong with that? I don't understand.
Especially the Catholic.
Yeah, but they sent letters to the studio and all that shit. And,
Wow, that's
he made his
crazy,
movie
man.
and all that, and Kubrick produced this movie called Barry Lyndon. He shot this movie through candlelight. And you need to have a special lens to do that. So NASA gave him a lens to use for his movie.
Yeah.
But why is NASA helping this filmmaker out? Why? It's almost like they owe him a favor. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's why there's a conspiracy against this filmmaker, that he got into the film industry. He saw what was going on. He didn't like it, and he fucking went to the UK, where he kind of like closed himself off. You know what I mean? And he never returned after Spartacus. He moved to England, and he never returned back. So when he was filming Eyes Wide Shut, it takes place in New York, but he filmed it in a studio over there. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah. So that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
And that's a conspiracy theory that I want to talk about. And I'm glad we talked about it because, like, I can,
Yeah.
There's a movie called like Behind the Shining, Behind the Red Door or whatever.
Yeah.
And that
Room
was a really-
237.
Yeah, that was really
it's on
good. That was a
Netflix.
really good conspiracy documentary. If you haven't checked it out, you should watch it.
Like, just imagine being in the room with Kubrick and you're one of those elites and you're watching this cut of this movie.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Because
Hey guys, what do you think?
No,
yeah,
like,
it's like you have no idea you're about to die.
Yeah.
the story goes that Kubrick was so nervous about the first showing to the Warner Brothers executives.
That's where I got that from.
That he was smoking cigarettes like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And they were so pissed off of what they watched that they said that we're not going to show this movie unless you cut this one scene out. And the story goes that he cut this one scene out that ties the whole movie together. Because if you watch Eyes Wide Shut, it almost seems like they're missing a scene. It's almost like that missing puzzle that connects the whole story together. And that missing piece, they took it out because it explained further of the exposure of what the Hollywood elite didn't want to be.
What was
out.
the scene, man?
I don't know, man. It's either Warner Brothers has it or it's hidden somewhere. But the story goes that Kubrick didn't like his bloopers or anything like that, so he burned all his outtakes, all his stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, he was that meticulous or like that into his movies that what you're gonna see is that's the absolute. You're not gonna see any imperfection, even though there are like different camera, like the continuity is a little off in some of his movies.
Yeah.
But if all the daily stuff, all the outtakes, all that stuff, it's all burnt and went to the incinerator.
That's
wow. Yeah. Yeah, it's
the
crazy,
master
right?
of his craft.
Yeah, he is, man. He is like the maestro of filmmaking, and I really respect him because like he worked in Hollywood for a little bit in Spartacus. He didn't like it, and he said, "Fuck this, I'm out of here." And he didn't show up for the Academy Awards or anything like that because he was filming Lolita at the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just entrenched in his work.
Yeah, man. And man, I want to do an episode where we talk about Stanley Kubrick. I could go on and on about his work, but yeah, man, that's a very good conspiracy theory that
that deserves a podcast in
man, it's really good. I love it.
If there's not one out there already,
there has to be, man.
there has to be like 5.
I think the one thing that's weird. Yeah, seriously. The one thing that is weird is like, why does Danny Torrance have an Apollo 11 shirt?
Yeah, exactly. And he rises
pretty
up.
straightforward.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like on the nose.
Yeah, that's pretty on the nose.
Like how he like gets up off the floor.
Yeah.
You know,
Like
that's not how a kid.
Like his toy cars are like placed around it, almost like the takeoff platform. Yeah, and like you said, he ascends upward.
Yeah.
You know,
like perfectly, like a rocket.
Yeah.
The Apollo rocket is.
That's and well, that's the Stanley Kubrick one, man. And now let's talk about John Snowden. John Snowden, man.
Who?
John Snowden? Oh, Edward Snowden.
Oh, Edward Snowden.
Yeah.
His real name.
Yeah, his real name. Yeah. I'm thinking about John Connor.
His actual name.
I'm thinking about John Connor. Anyways, Edward Snowden.
Well, okay, never mind. Okay, Edward Snowden.
Yeah. So
Go.
He said that while he was going through like the Pentagon's database or whatever, they didn't see any evidence that there was a UFO, that we did a report on the UFO.
Yeah.
So nothing about UFOs. It was just about like taking over like different countries and stuff like that or what. But I think the reason there is no evidence when he was looking for that, because that's so secretive. I think all that information is typed up. It's not on.
I mean,
like hard drives.
No, absolutely not. I think it's locked up in a real X file.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it's in
paper.
a drawer, like it's paper.
Yeah.
So like if you want to burn something, it's gone. It's not like in a mainframe. It's not in like database. It's not anywhere. So that's why you didn't find it. You know, because like these guys have to be careful. They have to. The military has to think about everything, ahead of the guy who's trying to infiltrate your facility. It's like if somebody hacks into the database and they find UFOs and it's there, like they're going to be in deep shit.
Yeah.
So I think somebody just typed up all these reports and it's there physically somewhere, so it can never be hacked. That's why I think he never got into the. He didn't see
because it's not there. It's not cataloged like that.
Yeah, it doesn't exist.
Well, I mean, like there's stories of I forget where the fuck I heard this one, but supposedly there's pictures of like the moon with like towers and like all this other shit,
and it's all blotted out. It's all like Photoshop.
Yeah, and this dude, what was like his job was to just get the pictures and shred them or burn them or whatever, and they told him don't look at them. And there's a soldier standing behind this guy, right? And he's just going through it, but he was able to like just glance at him, and he glanced at one for a little too long, and boom, hey. Oh, sorry. Sorry, that was too loud.
Yeah.
And like I was like, hey, throw that. Like
I would have been like, hey, check this out.
Yeah. Look at this.
I would have shown the
It's a
soldier.
tower.
Yeah.
It's like Janet, now we both have to die.
I mean, they say that the moon base is like a hollow, like a Death Star almost. Like there's like
hollow or something.
It's like
artificial.
The story where like a planet or an asteroid hit planet Earth and then it took a piece out and then became the moon. Some people think that's not real. That's false. That they actually brought this in here. You know what I mean? Which I don't know how they did it. But that's where they.
Well, how long has it been there? If that's the case.
Shit.
But you look at like the moons of Mars, like how are those things just there? Like especially Phobos, like the messed up looking one. Like how is it just there in perfect orbit the whole time?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't look like it's a moon. Like it looks like it's just an asteroid or something.
Maybe it's something caught in the orbit of the planet, though.
Yeah, but if something that massive were to get caught in the orbit of the planet, like wouldn't it have like just crashed into the planet? Don't you think?
Not if it's in a specific like
How did
field.
it get there?
How does any moon get?
Astrophysicist Jon Lance, I'm asking you a question here. How the fuck does a moon
using their real
form?
names.
Go back to
we're not using our real names?
John Gribble.
John Gribble.
Rusty Shackelford.
Rusty Shackelford. But
man, yeah, you can speculate all we want,
Yeah.
but the thing is, like, I don't think we're ever gonna know, like us. You
no.
know? I mean, I would like to know. I would like to know all the secrets, all the forbidden stuff that we're not supposed to know, and even if it makes me nuts. At least, like, I like hearing all that provocative stories, and you know.
What would you trade to know the truth?
Well,
The absolute truth of everything.
I don't know. I mean, what would I trade?
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty big deal.
It's a pretty. So
Yeah.
it has
Like
to
if
be
they
like a
say,
pretty
"Oh,
big trade, right?
like if you say, "Oh, well, I'll give you my car," I'd be like,
No, it's not.
"Not your car, man."
See,
What
like
is
it seems like that Dad's asking for like a sacrifice or something like that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's something I don't want to sacrifice to somebody that I love. To hurt somebody, I don't want to do that because to hurt somebody, that's to me it weighs on my conscience deeply, and that's what I lose sleep. It's like, ah, fuck, I snapped at that guy. Fuck
You would have to sacrifice your care.
Yeah,
would
exactly.
you not?
I see.
Right?
The whole bohemian grove.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's
You would have to sacrifice your very humanity to know even the most basic truth, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why these people have no souls, man.
Yeah.
Because they're willing to give that part of themselves up just to know.
Yeah.
Because knowledge is way more important than
power.
than love.
Well,
you know what I mean?
And
To them.
To them.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you guys, I'm pretty sure you guys know the story about like Alexander's library that was burnt because like it has all these ancient stories or like the real history of Earth, and it was like lit on fire because they didn't want all that stuff let out.
Yeah.
So we lost a big history. Well,
And we're not going to tell these people how we built the pyramids.
Yeah, man. Could you imagine? That's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
But, well, you wouldn't, right? You wouldn't. Would you?
What?
Like, I'm reversing the question to you. Would you? Like, would you sacrifice something to know the?
No, I don't need to know.
You don't need to know.
Yeah, same here.
I don't need to know.
Yeah.
Because after I'm gone from this plane of existence, I'll have my answer then. If they don't suck up my soul and some kind of soul catching.
Yeah, and then you wake up like
Bastards.
at a fucking
Damn you, Tom Cruise!
you wake up like in an arcade. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I survived 68 years.
What? What
you
do
know
you
what I mean?
mean?
Like, because you die and then the video game is over because supposedly we live in a virtual reality.
oh,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Well,
think about it. Like, what
simulacrum?
would be like, what would be the greatest game of all? The greatest game of all would be this shit right now. You can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Right? Fucking,
Yeah,
this is
I
Grand
guess.
Theft Auto right here. No, like, you can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But,
There's just consequences.
oh yeah, consequences built by some other crazy fuck hooked up to
Oh
the
man,
machine.
like
right?
I wanted when you guys did a little bit of research or nothing like that, or like for this.
I watched
did.
like 2 minutes of a video before I came over.
Because, like when I was prepping for this episode, man.
You did a great job.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
When I was prepping for this episode, I was writing the script. I was looking for different conspiracy theories, alphabet, doing the alphabet and all that.
Yeah.
I go to bed and I have my notebook and I place it on the side of my the side. So if I think of something, I'll write it down. It's like 12 o'clock. I bundle up. I get in my fetal position to get to go to sleep. And then I wake up and there's this bright light in the room. And I turn around and the fucking TV's on. And I get up all startled. I was like, what the fuck? Why is the TV on at 12 o'clock at night? Like, John and Alex are asleep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I get up all startled, trying to see maybe if John was sleeping next to the remote and his elbow just pushed it. Nah, man. Like, the remote was next to me, next to the book next to my notes. Next to my notes, dude.
Yeah, this happens at our house all the time, and Karen's convinced.
Well, like when you guys talk about like deep stuff, then something paranormal happens.
But the conclusion I come to
What?
is that there's a perfectly logical explanation.
Hey man, I try to pull
it's not
Yeah.
all ghosts, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, so you think there's like a glitch in my TV that I just turned on?
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't think.
Because if it was like the
Or maybe you accidentally turned it
No,
on.
man, there's no way. Because it was just right there. It was just like there. Why would a TV turn on
Maybe
by
you went,
itself? I just wanted.
no shit.
No, I'm fucking around, but
that is what
it is a
happened.
possibility.
No, I wasn't yawning.
Yeah.
I was something like. I just wanted to see if something weird happened. when you guys were
Nothing's
doing it,
there.
yeah.
There's nothing in the dark.
There is something in the dark, man. There is.
There's always something in the dark.
All right, it's time to reverse this whole conspiracy.
All right.
It's bullshit. No,
it happened, and of course, John and I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
I can see them saying that.
Yeah, I was like, Christian, shut up. That was a fucking ghost here.
You know, there's some ghost shit that happens sometimes, though, man. But that's for another.
But do you remember that one time we were living in the Belcher house in Norwalk, and we were talking about conspiracy theories, and then that bread fell from the kitchen?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, but that was like a conversation, like we were talking back and forth, like very like I would say passionate.
Yeah,
and then suddenly,
shaking.
And then suddenly, like I saw it, like the bread. It didn't make sense for the bread to get slapped out of the rack because it was just placed there. It wasn't like hanging
like a loaf of bread, like
a
in a
loaf
bag?
of bread. It wasn't hanging there. It wasn't like misplaced. It was like it got slapped out of the fucking rack. Wow. And it was like it wanted us to stop talking about what we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there is something to that. And there's also another thing I want to talk about.
Is this a conspiracy?
It is a conspiracy.
Yeah.
Or not a conspiracy, like somebody. I just feel like if you're pulling all these, if you're bringing this energy, and then that energy is going to come to you.
Definitely.
And
yeah, like I'm a firm believer in that, man. Like if you look too far into this to that darkness or whatever, the darkness starts to look back at you, man. Right?
That's fucking Wes Craven shit.
Yeah, it's true. Man. Like think about it, like when you're watching something creepy or like just thinking about it, like you can manifest that stuff.
Yeah, man.
You know.
Here's another one. I don't know if I told you guys this, but this was in 2008. This is before I met John, and
my God.
Yeah, like those. Like,
was there a time before John?
No, it doesn't seem like it. Man. It doesn't seem like it. But
it doesn't.
But anyways, here's a story. I was talking to Robert, my friend from film school. And I was, I had a lot of time, and I really tapped into the whole conspiracy theories because, like, I just broke up with my ex, so YouTube was kind of like it was new. So I was researching, like, that's when I got into Alex Collier.
Tell us more, Grandpa.
Alex Collier, all that stuff, right? And I developed like a whole story, and I was pitching it to Robert over the phone, and I got into like Project Bluebeam and how my story was like my main characters are gonna stop this second coming of Christ because like the reptilians are painting us against
I remember that story.
And then like as I was talking to my friend Robert, my phone dropped dead, and then like an alert signal came on my phone that said a message alert 1, like an icon that was similar to like a stop sign, And I kept on trying to call Robert, and my phone wouldn't work at all.
Message alert 1?
Yeah, message alert 1. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Whoa.
Yeah, and like Art wasn't living there. It was just me. Well, he lived there, but he was off with Chris doing, going out. So it was just me in the house.
Did you ever Google that shit? Like, no?
I probably will. Like, I haven't. But Robert called me. He kept on calling me, and I wasn't getting his messages. And in the morning, I was like, I had no other choice. I went to sleep, and it was like, that was weird. And then in the morning I woke up, and Robert left me a message, and it's like, hey man, what happened? Did they fucking take you? Are you fucking give me a call back? So he's busting up and shit, And I call him back. I was like, hey, he's like, what was that all about? Why? Because we were in the middle of talking like the climax of this grand conspiracy story that I wanted to write, and I was completely shut down as I was talking about reptilians and how like they're in our government and Project Bluebeam, like it was just right away just cut dead, and I couldn't make a phone call that night. And that's not that happened. That wasn't a dream. And
all right. But let's.
Or do you think somebody was listening to me and was like, let's fuck with this guy?
That's exactly what I was going to say, because of this whole Edward Snowden thing is true, how they listen to us and everything. Yeah. What if it's someone just like, listen to this fucking guy?
Yeah.
They're like, you want to fuck with him right now?
Yeah.
That's possible.
Just cut him out and be like, he's losing his mind right now.
See, that's the thing. Like, that's a possibility.
It could be something as simple as that.
Yeah,
right?
I believe that too, man.
Yeah,
I believe that.
Because why would they give a shit? They're like, this guy's on
this
to us.
fucking dweeb.
Yeah.
He's on to us.
Yeah.
Cut him, Murphy.
He's gonna fucking ruin it for everyone.
Okay, now what's Project Bluebeam?
Oh, you never heard of Project Bluebeam?
No, I don't think so.
My gosh.
It's an old conspiracy theory, and actually they do have the technology to project a image in the sky with sound and everything. And what they want to do, they want to create like.
I didn't know it was called that, but I have heard of it. Yeah, but keep going.
And they want to create like total chaos, like they're gonna ruin this planet, that we're gonna beg for a savior, and that's when Jesus Christ comes back and it's gonna be a fake Jesus Christ because somebody like they at least are projecting.
It's gonna be this like fake projection in the sky.
The sound with the trumpets and all that.
Yeah.
Well, like supposedly, like the technology is even where it's going to broadcast whichever deity
that you believe
that you believe,
which will be personalized.
It's going to be personalized language and what you see, which leads me to believe that maybe blue beam isn't something as simple as projecting something into the sky, but something that can project it into our mind, which would be more along the lines of what I think this technology would be. Man.
Or like what Elon Musk trying to do that chip in your head. And
Why
shit.
not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Listen to music and then
why not? Everything can be hacked, man.
Absolutely.
Everything can be beamed into your head.
That's fucking crazy.
Fucking crazy.
And it's real.
Yeah. Just imagine a world where you can't start your car or put gas.
You just think about it. Yeah, and it just starts.
No. Where they need verification that you have one of these things. Like where there's not going to be a choice but to have it.
I see.
You see what I mean?
Like the 666 thing. You know what I mean? Like
mark of the beast, man.
Yeah. You can't trade, buy anything without that mark.
Elon Musk's eyes are way too small, man. I don't trust him. He's squinty, little shifty, if you ask me.
Hey,
love his cars, though. I love SpaceX. I'd love to work for him one day.
Is it true? Is it true that he offered Kanye West to be president of Mars, and that's why Kanye's not ready?
That's a
bullshit. That sounds like bullshit.
It's a meme. It's a meme that somebody made.
Yeah,
It's a joke.
It's Kanye West and them two that.
Oh yeah, that's why it's like I don't know about that one, but no, it's a meme.
Man,
president of Mars. Only Kanye West.
I accept Mr. Musk. Oh.
That was you, Kanye West? That was good. Like, I don't even know what he sounds like.
Now, do you believe that we're living in a simulation?
Just like everything else, it's a possibility. Yeah.
A lot of people are, like, a lot of theorists or credible scientists. Say, like, it's a possibility.
Oh yeah, man. Like when you have like mathematicians and physicists like talking about like what's the word? Not a synchronicity, but a sequence, a mathematical sequence appearing in the very code that they use to define the universe. They're saying like what the hell's going on? Like why like this is computer code that they're getting. But like that's just how they're interpreting.
Their machines are
are
picking up on it. Yeah,
but
so it could be that too.
Yeah, but for these people to like come out and actually, like they believe that this is where this information is leading. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like, what if we're just like reality built on a reality, built on a reality, built on a reality? Like, what if we're here building AI or whatever we end up evolving into, and we just make another one on top of ours?
Yeah.
Then that would kind of lend credence to the to the multiverse theory, man.
The Mandela effect.
Like it's different universes just built one on top of another. That's why they're so alike.
Yeah.
What do you think the
replication?
What do you think the point of that is? Like, what's the benefit, or why would they do that? Or do you think it was like something just got out of hand?
I mean, if you want to get like crazy, like what if it's just like what if it's a life form? Like what if we're in a life form? Like think about it. Like we have cells in our body that replicate, duplicate. We ourselves replicate, duplicate. What if that's just like what if we're just essentially a smaller version of what we believe the actual universe is, which is just basically just an entire different being, an entity or whatever that just duplicates itself over and over again.
So you think that's why we have a deja vu, or is that something else?
It's a possibility. It could have happened before.
Yeah.
I mean, like you guys know the theories, like every decision you make spawns a different universe and everything.
Right.
It's a possibility. I don't know if I went too far with that one.
It's compelling. But I guess with that said, I guess we'll wrap it up.
Okay.
What about Flat Earth?
Flat Earth. Oh shit.
We didn't even touch on Flat Earth.
Hey, thank you for bringing. That's why I have a guest on my Flat Earth.
We should say
that is terrible.
We should
yes,
say
it is terrible.
We should support and or shit on that next time.
Support and or shit on.
It seems like you want to go home already, man.
No. Like what I'm interested in
is it more of a deep discussion?
Yes. Like I just don't want to touch on it for
just a brief
5 or 10.
In other words, we should go research it and then come back.
Yeah, and shit all over it.
And then shit all over it. Yeah, but it's your show.
Or support.
I mean, we're only gonna. I mean, I don't.
That's fine. I know. Let's talk about it. Let's do it.
Let's at least
I don't
touch
believe
on it.
I don't believe it. Why? Because it just.
Because
you've flown in an airplane and been in a tall building.
And.
So you
and
NASA, seen the curvature of the Earth.
Yeah, NASA has always shown us projections of Saturn and Mars and all that stuff. And
are those real?
Well, then again, like you go to conspiracy theory of like, well, that NASA shows us is real.
Yeah. Like how do you know it's real?
Well,
how do you know it's not a projection or some other thing?
They think that we're like live in a disc. But
right now, I'm supporting it.
But there's a wall like fucking
ice wall, like
like fucking
Game of Thrones,
Game of Thrones and shit. There's an ice wall. And after that, there's dragons and shit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
See, I
dragons.
No, I mean,
okay.
You see,
dragons. Right now I'm into it.
I always when I hear like a new crazy because I always come to like, okay, where did they get that idea? Like, where did it come from?
Yeah.
Was it just some guy like, you know what? I think it's this.
It's flat, and everyone's
spread the word. Yeah.
Because like, where did it talk well?
Like, where did it come from? Who verified it, or who at least got close enough to verify it? To where somebody can like legitimately believe it, you know what I mean?
Well, people really believe it. Like there's,
I know.
We all heard that guy who wanted
do.
to blast himself up there so he could, discredit it, and he blew up, right? Didn't he die?
Oh,
I thought they arrested him.
No,
he made a rocket.
Yeah,
he built a rocket,
and he actually, it failed.
Yeah, he's
shocking.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like typical crackpot, like long hair, like dark brown and shit. You know what I mean?
Hey, Doc Brown. Doc Brown.
That's his butt.
Time machine actually works.
Yeah, but
I mean it's fiction, but it actually works.
Well, that goes back to like people think that
we need to redefine what worked.
True.
That planet
travel
Earth,
through time.
Planet Earth
successfully, exactly. Yeah.
Is a hollow planet. And there's caverns in there. Well, it goes back to Dulce, Mexico.
Oh,
you know that there's a conspiracy theory that planet Earth is just hollow, and there's a bunch of aliens just living in the center.
Is that the reason why it's hollow? Like,
what?
Did they hollow it, or is it just?
I don't know, but I know there's this theory, and that I was watching this.
Yeah, the hollow Earth theory. Yeah.
That I was watching this YouTube video where it said like that's how the flat Earth movement is. Like it's not new, where like they think the world is our Earth is made differently. It's like the hollow Earth movement, which was very popular, and then it lost steam, and now it's the flat Earth movement, which is pretty popular.
Yeah. Well, the hollow Earth theory is like I would say it's pretty popular as well. I actually predict that the hollow Earth people and the flat Earth people are going to have a civil war one day, and whoever comes out on top, that's going to be the new theory. That's going to be the truth right there, ultimately. Hopefully, God willing.
I'd like to see that one.
Yeah.
Directed by
James
Cameron.
Directed by James Cameron.
Yeah. That's actually probably the perfect guy to do it.
A war. Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
underground.
Back to the flat Earth one. Again, like where, like I know it started a while. Like there was a guy that because I actually
it's been a while. It's a theory that's pretty old.
Yeah, but it just recently picked up like steam again
with the internet and everything.
All they got to do, like. Because there's so many flat earthers, why don't they all get together? I'm sure they do a Kickstarter or something, and just like do like a
expedition.
Expedition, exactly.
That was my thought too.
Dude,
it's like if you're so convinced,
it's the easiest fucking thing to debunk. If you want to debunk, if you truly want to debunk,
go to the ice wall.
Yeah.
Take the pictures. Look off the edge. Prove it to me. Don't just say, "Look at this window. You see how it's curved." No. Go there. Take a GoPro. I want to see it.
Thank
right?
You.
I completely agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Fuck them.
See?
Exactly. Give $5.
No proof. They have no proof.
You know, $5.
Because they're not well organized. That's what's going on.
Apparently.
You know
what I mean? It's kind of hard to get a bunch of lunatics organized under one dam.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Unless you're Cobra Commander.
Have you seen that documentary? I can't remember the title, but this guy he's so like into the flat Earth movement that he believes the dinosaurs are fake.
You're talking about
he's like walking
Mark
around.
Sargent.
Is it that guy?
No,
he's
Dick Sargent.
Dick Sargent. Vagina Sargent.
No, that's the guy. Isn't it? Bewitched.
Unbelievable.
Right?
Yeah, Bewitched.
Yeah, the second or first Darren, I can't remember.
The first, we just got off topic.
Yeah, like big time.
He doesn't know what we're talking about.
Bewitched. You know Bewitched.
Well, the TV show, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
what's
sorry,
going
I
on?
brought
One
it
of the
up.
guys that played Darren was the actor's name was Dick Sargent.
Yeah, and the other guy was Dick Armey, wasn't it?
No, Dick Armey is a
Wait.
politician.
Yeah.
And this is a conspiracy theory?
No, it's not. We just totally went off into something else.
Well, anyway.
It's a joke that got out of hand.
And we lost every single person that was listening.
like-
They're like, fuck these guys.
But the guy I think you're thinking of, because there was a documentary on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Mark Sargent. He's like, I don't know if I'd go as far as say he's the face of Flat Earth, or maybe he is, but he's definitely like one of the main proponents.
Okay.
And that's the guy that they follow in the documentary you're talking about.
How long is his hair?
Not long, actually.
Is he
Surprisingly.
bald?
No, he's like a young.
So he
cat,
has
right?
some credibility then.
I
Huh?
would say 40s, maybe.
40s?
Yeah, late 40s, maybe.
He walks
my
around
God.
with this type of arrogant swagger. It's very annoying. It's like,
Yeah.
it's fake. This is all fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, flat
But
Earth.
there's
Flat
guys.
Earth.
There's guys.
Dinosaurs don't exist.
In that
Like you said,
documentary that are
dinosaurs don't-
worse.
Yeah.
That are worse
Oh,
than
yeah?
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's actually at moments you almost feel like maybe he doesn't even believe it, and it's just something that like
Make money off of?
Yeah. But there's guys on they 100% believe it.
Wow.
But there's there's also I don't know some flat earthers go as far as like trees aren't real
What's that?
and space isn't real, like a tree.
Oh, space.
Oh,
like
yeah,
a tree.
space isn't real, yeah.
Yeah, it's obviously space is
that one.
space.
I don't know about the trees, man. What did they have against the trees?
You know what? I don't remember how they explained it.
My guess is it
Look
didn't
it up.
make sense.
Look up the trees aren't real thing, or plants aren't real. Yeah, because I don't remember exactly how it was explained. What's that British comedian? He has like a TV show.
Eddie Izzard?
No.
James Corden?
No, he was a stand-up comic.
Graham Norton?
No, like I want to say you're getting close. Dark hair, kind of a big guy.
James Corden?
No, like more stocky than chubby.
Could you give me a more vague description?
I know, it's real, right? Anyway, he interviewed like these flat Earth guys.
Yeah.
And that's what I was getting to.
Okay.
I'm sure somebody out there is like, they're saying who the guy is.
Whoever's listening.
Yeah.
Hi, Mom.
But one of them, they were saying, like, I want to say on that episode, one of the guys brought up how trees are fake.
Okay.
Or plants are fake or something. And he explained it. I can't remember what the explanation
Did it
was.
make sense to you?
No.
It didn't?
Oh, there we go.
It's that's a simplification of the concept, of course. The main idea is that within the overall flat Earth theory, there are no more real trees left, according to them. The trees we see now are small Earth-sized versions of giant,
Earth-sized.
20-mile-high trees that used to exist on Earth in ancient times. In short, the things we think are trees today are actually bushes.
So it's like what an apple used to look like then. Thank you.
Yeah.
Right? Like you ever seen like what an apple really was until we genetically modified it? Yeah. It's completely different. It's completely different fruit. Same with everything.
Wow.
With every vegetable, every fruit. It's completely different from.
Well, I mean,
from
what do we know? I'm like, maybe that's true. You know what I mean? Maybe those are bushes. I guess trees.
Great.
If it's taller than me, it's a friggin'
A
tree.
tree, right?
Yeah, that's a good
But
point.
honestly, when you think about it, it comes down to what label you want to put on it. You know what I mean? And certain labels follow certain like guidelines.
Yeah.
You know, like a car isn't a freaking table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, if I put my food on it and eat off the hood of the car or something.
And then it's a table.
I mean, if you want to like go that far. But I mean, when it comes down to it, an automobile is composed of different parts that form an automobile.
Yeah.
And each of those individual pieces are their own separate things.
So it's bullshit.
But altogether, it's
Trees
the
exist.
label we stamp on it is automobile. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like anything else.
Like I'm sure to an ant, a bush is like, Jesus, that's the biggest fucking tree I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So I guess it's perspective too. No?
Yeah.
If we're giants.
But if these people want to say, oh, those aren't trees, we'll be like, okay,
All right.
all right.
And where do they come up with
You've
that one,
seen
too?
you've seen the real trees. My bad.
Aliens, dude. You just talk to them and say, hey, man,
Now it
those
comes back
aren't,
to aliens.
those aren't trees, they're bushes. You shouldn't pay your taxes.
It's like, go through your thing.
You know, like, all right.
All right, I guess I won't pay my taxes anymore.
I didn't know the alien was behind the alley of 7-Eleven, you know. But all right, man. Let's wrap it up.
Okay.
It's getting late in the hour,
Yeah.
and we're gonna do like a top 7. You know, top 7 possible conspiracy theories are more credible than the flat Earth movement, which is great because we were just talking about it, so it's fresh. So that was a coincidence.
How coincidental?
Yeah, coincidental conspiracy theory. We'll see.
So a top 7 list?
A top 7 list.
That's a pretty original idea.
Oh, you know, I was going for a top 10, but I didn't want to get sued. Right? So I went top 7 because, like,
no one's done that before. I guarantee it.
Like, it's I don't want to get sued. 2, people's attention span. You know what I mean? Because they can't do 10.
I'm not saying you 10.
7 is the right number to do a list.
You think so?
What is this, 1987?
Yeah, you know, yeah. There we go. Yeah.
All right, let's hear them.
All right, let's see. So I created these jokes on my own. They're going to be terrible, but I found them humorous at the time.
Well, you are a funny guy.
Oh, you know, funny looking, right?
No,
there you go. Back to middle school. Back to middle school. But anyways, I have more self-esteem than that. So.
All right.
Here we go. Top 7 possible conspiracy theories are more credible than the flat Earth movement. Okay, so number 7. We're not living in a virtual reality. No, we're in fact living in the creator's brain cell who's at home stuck in quarantine watching 90 Day Fiancé. So, hey, McMahon, dude, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Let's talk about that a
That
little
wasn't
bit.
bad.
That was pretty
That
good,
wasn't
huh?
bad.
Yeah. I was taking a shit when I thought about that. You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Didn't need to know that.
No, but you do know it now.
Yeah, I
And
can't
that's
get it
not a
out of my
theory.
mind.
It's not a theory.
There's some sweat beads forming on your forehead. Right?
I know.
No,
Because the lights are on.
I'm just kidding.
Lights
Go
on.
ahead. Next.
Okay. Number 6. Everyone at work hates you. Because they do. There you go.
That's a conspiracy.
Yeah, it's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
The guy they
Oh, you know what?
You know?
No, that actually is a really good one.
Yeah,
Because
it's like, I
everyone
know
hates
feeling
me.
that Sharon doesn't like me.
Yeah.
And when I leave, they're talking shit about me.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
That one hits close
Why
to
is he?
home.
Why that guy's always wearing Hawaiian shirts?
Yeah.
He's losing his hair.
I like that one. That should have been number 1.
That's actually
No.
nice to play.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I like that one.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Number 5. There is, in fact, a gay agenda.
I knew it!
The agenda to make RuPaul Madam President. Projection 2025. But you got to admit, you know, he'll give the White House on fire, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So shade all the time.
Wouldn't it be 2024?
Would that be...
I don't fucking know, man. I'm not a fucking, you know.
We could say that.
It's a fucking joke,
That
you
could
know?
be a trans agenda.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm
yeah.
taking these things too
The way
literal.
things are going.
Yeah.
A trans agenda.
Well, he's got to be a better candidate than what's going on right now, man. You know, at least this guy, he's humble, I think.
Yeah.
You know, he comes with some style. You know?
I didn't say I was against it.
I'm with it. What about you?
As long as he dislikes everything I dislike, I'll vote for him.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Number 4. O.J. Simpson didn't kill his wife. Nope. It was actually his evil twin brother, also named O.J. Simpson. So,
I'm just having to dematerialize.
yeah, because it's still O.J. Simpson.
The right moment.
No, it's still O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
I got
Is
that.
that Spider-Man clue?
I got that joke from Norm Macdonald, man. Like I was watching like compilations of his '90s shit, man. On weekday, he was just fucking talking shit.
Oh
about
yeah,
O.J.
the weekend
Oh,
update,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
O.J.
that's just
Simpson was
funny.
like, yeah, man, it's just fucking so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like, and it was like fresh, so I'm like, oh yeah, I could do this. This is like Norm Macdonald, you know?
So you stole his joke.
No, I didn't feel it. He did not say that. I was inspired by it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, there's no plagiarism here.
Not at all.
Not at all.
And I think I respect that. Okay, number 3. Parallel universes do exist, and we're living in the wrong one. Yeah, see? There's chuckle. Got a chuckle here. Okay, we're getting close to the end, so I hope you guys didn't click away. Okay, number 2. Yes, Mars once was a thriving civilization. Its downfall, a 2-party system. See, there you go.
That's depressing.
Yeah, that's an NPR joke right there, man. Not as gold as gold, right?
as good as gold.
Yeah, it's a Simpsons thing. Yeah. Okay, we made it to number one. All right, number one. Why? Okay, number one. The Illuminati, Freemasons, and the Bilderberg Group are not the ones in control. The real puppet masters behind the power, the Keebler elves. So there we go. And with that, I got some cookies over here.
You went out on that one.
Yeah, I went on that one, man. You want a cookie?
You dropped those on the floor. Don't.
No, I got the new one. I replenished it. She's back. Yeah. There you go.
All right.
It's not Keebler, but it's part of the gag here.
I got one. Thanks.
You got one?
Yeah.
I'll take one.
There you go. Take another.
There
we go.
There you go.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you for the cookie.
Hey, man. Thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate our guests sitting here, listening to my nonsense. Me nodding.
Anytime,
man.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you guys taking a bit of part of your Saturday to watch us. And if you guys are watching this through YouTube, please click and subscribe to our webpage. And
like and subscribe.
Like and
click, like and subscribe.
I am old. At least I did it.
And comment.
Please comment.
But only positive things.
Because I'll delete the negative.
Because I can't handle the negative ones. But I'm way too sensitive for that.
If you guys want to produce a show like this, please hit up my friend Emmanuel at a live stream night event. He'll set you up in the same manner, pretty professional, clean. So with that said, I hope to see you guys next Saturday around the same time with a different guest. So enjoy the rest of your night. Good night. Adios. That's right.
Buonasera.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, so thanks.
Yeah, no problem, man.